What's going on, people? Welcome back. You already know what it is. OnlyFacts Sports. We're here for Ben Whittaker versus Suarez. I just see Leo Tang get taken the distance for the first time, and it looks like, boy, don't look great. I'll be honest. It don't look too great for Leo Tang. I mean, it was a good performance, very clean, very tidy performance from Leo Tang. But this level of opposition, I know he's only 19. I know that he needs the rounds and stuff like that. But at 19, you'd be hoping that this guy, who's supposed to be one of the up and coming guys, is dealing with this level of opposition. But listen, solid 6 rounds, dominated the 6 rounds. Steve Gray took a point off of him, which I thought was very, very harsh. Very, very harsh. And but it is what it is. He got there in the end. Do you know what I'm saying? He said Tottenham going down. Oh my days! I thought they won 2-1. They drew. Oh my days! I didn't even. You know what? Yeah, I saw it was 85 minutes. I saw it was 2-1. I just left it. I didn't even realize. The Chelsea boys are here. Himanshu, AT, like the video, all that good stuff. You know their way there. Listen, I'm gonna try and keep an eye on this Man United game and this Man United Chelsea game. Congratulations to Chelsea signing Caicedo on a long-term contract. You know, like that. Um, but yeah, Leo Batang, that fight just finished. He just got the decision. Just got his hand raised. And for me, it was a good performance. It was a good performance. He's not built like a heavyweight Leo Tang. How big is pause? How big is Leo Tang? How tall is he? Because to me, he doesn't look that big. 6'6". He don't look 6'6". I know he's 19. I'm sure he's gonna grow and fill out a little bit. He's got quite a small frame for a 6'6" heavyweight. Do you know what I mean? He doesn't look like that size. Maybe I need to see him in there with guys that I'm familiar with to kind of understand his dimensions. I know some people were a little bit underwhelmed by him so far. Do you know what I'm saying? So hey, you're copying my bars, blood man. Like Liam Debatti, man, up top. Mad thing. Let me see these. Let me see these teams. Whittaker getting no love in the poll. I haven't even checked the poll just yet. What's the poll set? 100% of people saying no. Whittaker not to become a world champion. I mean, Bon Scott, what do you think? Because to me, here's my problem with Ben Whittaker. Shane and I have already discussed this. You might not have seen the show. Right now, you have Bivol and Beterbiev. They're the top two. You know what I'm saying? We can maybe throw Benavides in there. Let's throw Benavides in there. Um, Benavides obviously gone up to cruiser. Maybe he comes back down to light heavy. Okay, fine. A level below that, you've got McGrail versus Callum Smith. The level below that, you've got Bawatsi, Yard, maybe Lyndon Arthur. The level below that, you've got Lyndon Arthur, Craig Richards. Maybe Craig Richards even a level that same sort of level was Yard. The level below that, you've got and I mentioned Morel already. He's a level above Yard and Boazzi. He's only lost to a world champion. There were 3 levels that Ben Whittaker needs to step up. And they're saying that they want to see him in world title fights in 2027. If we try to predict who the world champions will be, if we assume Bivol and Beterbiev are gone, which I don't even know if they are. Bivol's 35. Bivol lives not like a monk, but Bivol lives the life. Next year, Dimitri Bivol will still be fighting. He will almost certainly still be a world champion next year, Dimitri Bivol. I don't think he's going anywhere. Beterbiev probably gone. Next year, there's a world where the world champions are Bivol and David Benavides. I don't see how he beats those people. I really don't. I don't see how next year he beats Callum Smith. I don't see how next year he beats David Morrell. I don't see that. The only way I could see that is if he was fighting a Buatsi or a Craig Richards now. He needs to have a fight that he wins, but is a difficult win that he grows through. He doesn't grow as a fighter against Liam Cameron. And I don't know that he grows as a fighter against Suarez. I don't know that. Maybe he will, and maybe I'll be proved wrong. But I don't know that he comes out of a fight against Suarez and really grows as a fighter there. To be honest with you, I just don't see that. 175 is a stacked division. I need to see him fighting Dan Aziz or someone of that level and beating them. We're still not sure that Ben Whittaker could even take a punch. The last time we saw him in there with someone trying to rough him up, and it wasn't even that Liam Cameron's any great puncher, but he dived over the top rope. I can't imagine him beating Dan Aziz. And if he can't beat Dan Aziz, he can't move through the levels. We saw Craig Richards beat Dan Aziz in a really competitive fight, but that was a fight that helped him develop. I know it's not just about age, but Ben Whittaker's 2 years older than David Morrell. 2 years older than David Morrell. David Morrell started at 168 and he's moved up to 175. I can't see Ben Whittaker now. The other thing is Ben Whittaker, Suarez is very tough versus Lyndon Arthur, to be fair. I'm hoping that you're right. And I'm hoping not you're right, because you are right about that. How good is my question is, how good is Lyndon Arthur? Lyndon Arthur's not world level. Now the question is, do you put Lyndon Arthur the level just below world level, where you've maybe got Benavidez, Morrell, those guys? Or do you put him the level below that, where you've got your Yards and Callum Smiths? Because if Lyndon Arthur's the third tier of 175, you've got to be like, Whittaker's got to be beating them. He's got to be beating these guys. Could Ben Whittaker go and beat Lyndon Arthur? I don't know that Ben Whittaker beats Lyndon Arthur. And Lyndon Arthur's been on the receiving end of some beatings, bro. Pause. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, before you can I can think about you beating a Benavidez or a Bivol. I need to know they've got his record up there. 2018 European Championships, 2019 World Championships in the amateurs, a bronze medal. 2020, get out of the way. 2020 Olympic silver medalist. That was 6 years ago. 6 years ago. What's he done in those 6 years? Do you know what I'm saying? Because Morrell is going to be there. Do you know what I'm saying? He's ranked WBC number 3. How can you be ranked WBC number 3 and tell us that you are not ready to fight Morrell for another year? How does that make any sense? You think Ben Whittaker beats Lyndon Arthur easily? If he beats Lyndon Arthur easily, he should be having. Listen to what I'm saying, Iman. Yeah. If you think he beats Lyndon Arthur easily, yeah, should he not be ready to fight David Morrell? If you think that he beats Lyndon Arthur, but it's a really tough competitive fight, then maybe I look at this statement differently. But if you're saying he beats Lyndon Arthur easy, he beats Lyndon Arthur easy. The same Lyndon Arthur that's fought at world level once or twice, beat Yard before, albeit Yard wasn't fully there, but he beat Anthony Yard. If he beats Lyndon Arthur easy, should he not be ready to fight Morrell? Tell me that. That's why Smith said Boxer did not build him right commercially. They did not in the ring. They're different. I hear you. Callum Smith is 2 levels above Whittaker, with Lyndon Arthur just one level below. I hear that. Motherfucker fought Gavazi. Who the fuck is that? This is what I'm saying. This guy fought Gavazi. Morrell called him out. For those of you that don't know, here's two reasons why I don't know that this guy will be world champion. David Morrell said, "I'm coming to Liverpool to fight. Callum Smith is injured. Why don't you step up?" And Eddie Hearn said he's not ready to fight someone like David Morrell. David Morrell's not a world champion. So David Morrell's the level below the world champions. So if you're not ready to fight David Morrell, how are we saying that you beat these men easily? I don't understand. Do you know what I'm saying? And you're saying you're not ready to fight him for another year. He said maybe in a year's time. David Morrell is 2 years younger than Ben Whittaker, by the way. Do you know what I'm saying? There's no way that Ben Whittaker currently, this version of Ben Whittaker, beats Callum Smith. There's no way. There's no way. I hear no. Iman, I hear you. I'm not saying on 10 days' notice. But Eddie didn't say we're not fighting Morrell on 10 days' notice. If Eddie said we're not fighting Morrell on 10 days' notice, we need a proper camp to fight David Morrell. That's fair. That's not what Eddie said. Eddie said we're not ready to fight David Morrell for another year. He actually said for another year or two. Year or two. Ben Whittaker turns 29 this year. He turns 29 this year. Do you know what I'm saying? Wait, he went from 9th to 3rd in the rankings. Who the fuck does the ranking for WBC? It's Mauricio Suleiman, bro. It's Maurizio Money Suleiman, blood. Do you know what I'm saying? Man beat Gavazi and jumped from 9th to 3rd. So he's jumped over Yard. He's jumped over. They're the same age, by the way. He's not. They're not the same age. Isn't Morrell like 26? I'm sure David Morrell's younger. Oh, David Morrell's 28. Okay, they are the same age. Okay, they're both 28. Whittaker's turning 29 in June. And Whittaker's turning 29 in June, and David Morrell just turned 28 in January. So there's a few months between them. But David Morrell moved up to 175 and immediately wanted to fight Benavidez. He couldn't get a fight with Bivol, couldn't get a fight with Beterbiev, and took the toughest possible fight at 175. The toughest fight there was, other than the two world champions, was Benavidez. Do you know what I mean? If he's not ready to fight Morrell, I don't know. I really don't know. If he's not ready to fight Morrell now, why is he going to be ready in 2 years? What's he going to do in 2 years? Because Morrell is in a position to go and be a world champion. Do you know what I'm saying? Morrell could be a world champion. If Bivol and Beterbiev are gone and Benavidez stays at cruiser, he can go and be a world champion. So, you know, I don't know, man. I get it. Not on 10 days' notice, I hear you. But to say we're not ready for 2 years, a year or two, you're saying he'll be ready for what, his first world title fight when he's 30? I mean, we criticized Buatsi for the same thing. Buatsi wasn't ready to fight. But what I don't want to see, Imam, is we saw this with Buatsi. Dimitri Bivol offered Buatsi $1 million or more to fight him. And if we're being honest, Buatsi wasn't ready at that time. I understand that. But we agreed at that time that if you get the opportunity to fight for a world title, you should take it. Because now, Buatsi's never going to get a world title shot. Buatsi's never going to get a world title shot. Do you know what I mean? The way that he's performed recently, then he loses to Callum Smith. He's never going to be a world title. He's never going to get a chance to be a world title holder. I bet you Ben becomes a champ without fighting any of the killers. He's too big of a name for them to move to them, man. The only way that I hear you, but the only thing he's relying on is a vacant belt. He's relying on a vacant belt. And he's relying on no other decent sized names. Because at the end of the day, he's going to struggle. If he's going to fight for a vacant belt, I bet you Callum Smith is going to be there. I bet you Yard is going to fancy that. I bet you Craig Richards is going to fancy that. I bet you Joe Smith Jr. is going to fancy that. Even if he avoids fighting the killers, they're still very, very difficult fights. And just like Yard or Buatsi, it's a big jump to go from Gavazi to fighting Anthony Yard. That's a terrible jump. Do you know what I'm saying? You need the building fights. He's not having building fights. He's having fights. You're correct. We agree, by the way. He's having fights that are keeping him warm and keeping his name warm until there's a vacant belt. The other problem I have with what they're doing with with Ben Whittaker is that, do you know what Ben Whittaker weighed in at for this fight? 182 pounds. 7 pounds over the 175 mark. The problem I have is they're going to get this guy to weigh in at 180, 182, 183 to try and get these highlight reel knockouts to make his name hot. But then when it comes to fighting for a world title, he's going to have to drop down 7 pounds. That don't make no sense. That don't make any sense. Do you know what I'm saying? How are you going to be fighting these little man that you should be beating? I know Suarez is not a little man, but how are you going to be fighting these men at 182 pounds? And let's say you beat him and then there's a final eliminator for a world title shot and you have to go and make 175 to have a final eliminator against Yard or Callum Smith or David Morrell. He'll be fucked. He'll be absolutely fucked. Do you know what I mean? This is in my opinion, it's like Conor Ben. This is short-term thinking, in my opinion. Very short-term thinking. But you man, let me know what you think. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. My man has a hard cap at British level. He has suboptimal style and fundamentally flawed. He is food for most men at 75. And he's fighting at 182 pounds, blood. He's not even fighting at 175 for this. He weighed in at 182 pounds. Because this isn't for a world title. So he's not even doing the 175 thing. It's long. Do you know what I mean? You have to shred down even more weight to go and fight the top guys. You know what I mean? It's long. Ben is way better than Conor. Ben, I agree with you, bro, but that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is Conor Ben is targeting world titles at 147, but weighed into his last fight at 150, or benchmarked his last fight at 150. Ben Whittaker is targeting world titles at 175, but is weighing in at 182. They never said it was a catch weight. This is what I'm saying, F Texer. They never said it was a catch weight. This bout is supposed to be at 175, blood. Do you know what I'm saying? Shane just messaged me, go live without me. I'm live now, G. This fight is a light heavyweight fight, but they both weighed in at 182. So I don't know. Do you know what I'm saying? I really don't know. I really don't know. It's going to be difficult for him to, if he keeps fighting at 182, because I think they want him to get highlight reel knockouts. That's what I think they want to do. They want him to get highlight reel knockouts so that they can start to build him as a name with the clips. Do you know what I mean? That's what Frank Smith even said. Should be easy work for Whittaker. This guy's a punching bag. He gets hit a lot, but this guy's not easy, bro. This guy's not. Listen, Andre, this guy's not an easy guy to beat, blood. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, but I think that they want the rounds. I think you're going to see him do the style. Is he really better than Ben? In all honesty, yes, he's better than Ben. 100%, he's better than. But, listen, what Eman is saying is right. At the end of the day, Ben Whittaker is an Olympic silver medalist. Do you know what I'm saying? So from a technical fundamental perspective, 100% he's better than Conor Ben. Conor Ben's British level. Do you know what I'm saying? We know how good fundamentally Whittaker is because he's got the amateur experience. That's what his amateur experience is for. That's the whole point. Do you know what I'm saying? What was the question? Nah, bro. Nope. He weighed in for his last fight against Gavazi. He weighed in at 174 and a half. He weighed in at 174 and a half, but he's weighed in at 182 and a quarter for this fight. He weighed in at 175 against Liam Cameron both times. Against Leon Willings is the last time he came in overweight. It was 177. But this fight is not. I don't even know why. This is a 10-rounder, bro. This brother's not even fighting. This guy's not even fighting 12 rounders. Do you know what I mean? I hear what you're saying, and I agree with you. If he can avoid the killers, not just that, Ben has been on Team GB for time. Yeah, no. From a technical level, Ben Whittaker's far better than Conor Ben. I'm just talking about, forget about how good they are. I'm just talking about like how their promoters are moving them. Do you know what I'm saying? That's all I'm talking about. Yes, Nick, my Salah scent perfume arrived today. Purchase to support the channel. Inshallah, channel continues to grow. Hey, which one did you get, Shebs? Shout out, man. Get the Salah scents as well. Have I got a box somewhere? I'll get the box in a minute. Salah scents as well. OnlyFacts Sports gets you 15% off. They're not expensive. They're like £20. So, you know what I'm saying? Getting 15% off for £20 fragrance is calm. And they're pretty nice. Which one did you get? Because I know I like the Dubai one. Oh no, you said the Dubai one. Yeah. The Dubai thing. Yeah, pretty fire still. Yeah, see that there? Shout out to Shebs, blood. Black owned business as well, blood. You know what I'm saying? You know how we move over here. We got McGrail coming through. Which one is this? Because there's two of them in it. There's two McGrails that are fighting tonight. McGrail versus Hayden. There we go. Joe McGrail versus Aaron Hayden. But yeah, in terms of how their promoters are moving them, E-Man, is what I'm saying, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? They aren't even. This is a problem. Ben Whittaker at 175 doesn't carry power. Do you know what I'm saying? They want this guy because the guy that he's fighting today because they want the clips. Frank Smith said it. He said he beat Gavazi so easy in the first round. He didn't get any of the highlight clips that he wanted to get to go viral. So they want this guy to get clips. So whether those clips are going to come in the form of knockout clips or whether these clips come in the form of like the showboating hanky janky style, I don't know. But they want this guy to be fighting competitive fights so he can get the clips so that he can build up to make maximum money when it gets to world title level. But the way that he's being moved, do you know what I'm saying? When it gets to world title level, I don't know if he can win, blood. Did Peter McGrail pull out? I didn't even see this. Oh yeah, he's postponed because of injury. Yeah, he's postponed because of injury. All right. I'm just saying, like a 10 days notice, I understand, but for me, if a man calls you out for a world title fight, blood, I think you should be taking it. And I said this about Boatti because, like I say, they're gambling that he goes and gets some of these highlight clips against this guy. Do you know what I'm saying? Aaron Hayden moving like a crackhead, bruv. Look at him, bruv. He's doing the face off, just doing all this and that, bruv. He's moving like a nitty, bruv. This should be a good fight though. Liverpool boys and that. Although the last Liverpool boy that fought got dropped. So boy, into round one. It's only a 10 rounder as well. Some good British level boxing. Decent British level boxing, I should say. Sonny Edwards on commentary as well. It's been a bad time for Liverpool fighters recently, but obviously Paddy the Baddy lost. Nick Ball lost. And these men are meant to be the hard nuts. I mean, obviously Callum Smith pulled out of injury. So not a great time for Scouse fighters, blood. Not a great time at all. Yeah, bro. Benavidez Zerdo, but I'm so pissed this fight isn't happening because I had this fight picked as maybe top three fights of the year. I thought Smith versus Morrell. I thought it was a sleeper. You know, Smith has had a couple losses. Morrell has had a loss at 175. I felt like it was a sleeper, bro. But I felt like this could have been one top 5 fights of the year. But Zerdo Benavidez, for me, probably top 2 fights of the year, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? There's one thing it won't be. It won't be a stink fest. I love that style. I love both guys' styles. Um, I'm leaning more towards Benavidez, I want to say. His style he's just so relentless, bro. Benavidez will probably have to come off the canvas to win. I wouldn't be surprised to see him come off the canvas to win. But with Benavidez, like beating Benavidez, when somebody beats him, yeah, because Benavidez is unbeaten, isn't it? So there's no clear blueprint to beating this guy. Zerdo has lost a fight. Um, but beating Benavidez is going to be so difficult, bro, because he's so fit. He throws a lot of punches. His style is a style that you can get the better of. If you're a Bivol, if you're a Beterbiev, you know, he's not the best, but he's very, very good. But with him, if you put him on the canvas, yeah, the fight's not over, bro. Because he's gonna get up and keep fighting. Do you know what I'm saying? Like it's gonna be a hard fight for anybody to beat this guy. That's what I'm trying to say. Anybody that beats this guy is gonna be a hard fight for them, bro. It's gonna be a hard fight. Same as like beating a Inoue. You can beat a Inoue. DJ, it's live on the zone. Live on the zone, my bro. So if you got the zone, you'll see it there on the zone boxing. But yeah, same as beating a Inoue. Do you know what I'm saying? Inoue is beatable, but it's a long day to beat him, bro. It's a long day to beat this guy. Do you know what I mean? Who is going to push Benavidez onto his back foot? Could Beterbiev push Benavidez on his back foot just because of the power? Do you know what I'm saying? Maybe Beterbiev. I think that Bivol obviously couldn't push him onto his back foot, but Bivol could circle him, try and tire him out. But he's got a great engine. But Bivol's got a great engine as well. I think Benavidez Bivol's a great fight. One of the best fights in boxing if we could ever get that fight. Do you know what I mean? But I got to lean towards Benavidez. I think, they've sparred. I think Benavidez allegedly got the better of him in sparring. Obviously, that's just sparring. But I feel like there's more of a blueprint in how to beat Zerdo than there is in how to beat Benavidez. But Benavidez wants to fight at every weight class, bro. Benavidez talking about going up to heavyweight and fighting Usyk. And I think that he'd get smoked by Usyk at heavyweight, but it don't matter. I know that he'll do it. I have no doubt that he'll do it. I have no doubt if Usyk said, cool, let's go, he'd put on 25 pounds, 30 pounds and go fight Usyk at heavyweight. Benavidez 100 and then come back that he 100%. I think Bivol beats Benavidez, but it's long. It's a long, hard day's work for anybody to beat him, bro. His style is just so difficult. Like, no one wants to fight that. No one really wants to fight that style, bro. Aaron Hayden is just fights like he's got that twitchy style, which I don't like. Looks very nervous. Looks like you could probably knock him over. Throws punches from awkward angles. I can see what Aaron Hayden's trying to do, but a good disciplined boxer is going to catch him. Hayden's fighting a style that only works if you're a lot better than what he actually is. Do you know what I'm saying? You need to be a lot better than you are fundamentally to do that kind of style. And McGrail's caught him a couple of times really, really well. Just working on the basics, good timing, good discipline. The only way he beats Bivol is age because Bivol don't get buzzed. 100%. 100%. You know, this is the thing with some of these men. They're just going to try to age out. Not Benavidez. Benavidez been trying to fight these men. But a lot of other guys, they'll start wanting to fight Bivol and Beterbiev when they look old. But Bivol, he's 35 and he still looks fairly fresh because he just barely gets hit. Opetaia v Benavidez. I have to see how Benavidez fights against Zerdo just to see how he moves up a weight because 175 to cruiser is the hardest weight jump in boxing, in my opinion. But if he can carry his style upwards, I'll probably lean towards Benavidez. But we pretty much see that fight because Jai is signed to Zuffa and Zuffa don't recognize the belts. All Benavidez wants is to unify belts. So, Jai has taken himself out of the running for those fights, unfortunately, with bad career decisions. So, Benavidez versus Beterbiev is more compelling fight, in my opinion, mainly because Beterbiev is 40 plus. That's why it's not compelling to me. Do you know what I'm saying? Because if Benavidez goes and outworks Beterbiev, who's 40 odd, what does that tell me? Do you know what I'm saying? All we're gonna do is Beterbiev is further from his prime. All we're gonna do is discredit Beterbiev and say, Benavidez only won because Beterbiev looks old. So what's the point? Do you know what I'm saying? Bivol's still the world champion. Bivol's still the man. Bivol's still the guy. Even though Bivol lost the first fight, most people think that he won it on the cards. Then he won the second fight a little bit more convincingly. So Bivol, for me, is more the guy. Aaron Hayden, again, he's getting caught with a lot of shots. And it don't look good to me. I thought the ref stopped it, but he stopped the round. Aaron Hayden's style is so ugly. Honestly, he's doing this. He's just constantly doing this. He's constantly doing this. But he's getting hit so much. He's getting hit so many times. That style doesn't make sense if you're going to get hit so many times. The point of that style is that you never get hit. You can't hit me. You can't hit me. Boom, punch there. Boom, boom, punch there, punch there. He's getting hit bare times. What's the point? You're just wasting calories for no reason, getting boxed up, blood. It's so pointless. Paddy the Baddy backstage with McCann. Are we saying the game's kicked off, yeah, for Man United and that? Let me see if I can get this on my laptop and keep an eye on that at the same time. Shout out to Brighton as well. You know what I'm saying? Of course. I just do not. I just do not. He has anything first Bivol. I can't lie, bro. This guy, he just throws too many punches, bro. He just throws too many punches. Do you know what I'm saying? Usyk will be gone by the time Benavidez moves up, I would imagine. Unless Benavidez moves up next fight. Do you know what I'm saying? Because if he beats Zerdo and gets the belts, unless he fights whoever picks up a vacant IBF, but then he might try and make that fight himself. If he beats Zerdo, he might try take that fight himself and fight for the vacant and try and unify all the belts. Because the IBF will be vacant. Do you know what I'm saying? British amateur style. Brycey said, is there a British amateur style? Like, again, he's caught with a big right hand from McGrail. McGrail was doing very well here because this style can be quite awkward to stand in front of. But McGrail was landing a lot of shots. Hayden's got to get drug tested, bro, because he just looks like he's had a line before he's come out, blood. He looks like he's on the Joseph Parker camp. Do you know what I'm saying? The Stamford Hill man are stuck in quicksand, you know. Yo, Chelsea struggling to play out from the back and that. Ain't been optimistic all season, but we're getting something today. Well, you were optimistic when Arsenal played you. You were pretty confident all season that you beat us at the Bridge. And then you didn't. So, Nick, are you man watching Hakoli next week? I'm doing this stream on my own today. So I'm getting Shane to do the Hakoli Tony Yoka stream next week because I'm out next Saturday. So, which means I probably missed the Arsenal Newcastle game as well. I'm gonna be live for the Arsenal City game tomorrow, but I'm probably gonna miss the Arsenal game next week versus Newcastle. Hayden still kind of jumping in with that, trying to do that hands down Roy Jones style. Yeah, he's really trying to do like a Roy Jones style, but he doesn't have the power that Jones has, and also doesn't have this any of the technical ability. I don't like seeing this style at such. You know what? Whatever, man. Have fun. I was gonna say I don't like seeing this style at such a low level, but Hayden ain't trying to win no world titles. He's just trying to have a good time. So let him have fun. But from a technical perspective, it's just not going to translate. It's the same thing we said about Ben Whittaker before. This style is not going to translate. And even at British level now against McGrail, you're still getting caught too much and losing rounds. So McGrail lands a good right hand there, though. Hayden, sorry. McGrail's got some bruising around his left eye. For me, McGrail's winning the rounds, but Hayden he's marked up a little bit. Hayden does have like some decent power. Every punch that lands, Hayden is obviously McGrail's obviously affected by it. Do you know what I'm saying? Let's keep an eye on this Man United game as well. Let me check the poll. What's the poll saying? 62% are saying that no, Ben Whittaker can never win a world title. I'm part of that 62%. I can't see Ben Whittaker winning a world title for me. I just can't see it. Coming up for round 4, Hayden looks very tired. This is the other problem. That style is very, very tiring. McGrail is barely using any energy. He's just boxing very sensibly behind a high guard. Meanwhile, Hayden is just doing a lot of herky-jerky movement. Great tackle from Hayden on Delap. Big tackle. I think the showboat style from Ben was a smart way to get followers and a fan base before he hit world level. The thing is, he's still 2 or 3 fights away from world level. And let's see what he does today. Suarez is a step up, not a massive step up, but he is a step up in level from Gavazi. But let's see. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes I feel like getting that many followers, obviously it's going to generate you money. But Conor Ben's got paid 15 million from Zuffa. But let's see what Conor Ben does now, because I think Conor Ben could potentially be fucked. He's going to need to keep making that kind of money. He's going to need to fight one of the top names. But any of the top names at 147 beat him. So so he's gonna be trapped. For me, I was talking to Rance and I said it's going to be like with Conor Ben, it's going to be like when a rapper signs to a record label. Okay, you get $1 million advance, but when your album don't really sell as many CDs as it's supposed to or get as many streams as it's supposed to, you become in debt to the record label. And this is why a lot of rappers um, put in shit albums out late on into their record deal because they need to get off their contract. And that's what's going to happen with Conor Ben. He's going to try and give Zuffa 2 or 3 shit fights that he can win, and ideally be a free agent by the time the big fights come around. Hayden again doing a lot of feints, but not really throwing any punches. Hayden looks like he's trying to steal the round with showboating rather than with football in my football with boxing in my opinion because I'm looking at the football at the same time. And the pace has definitely slowed down from Aaron Hayden. Not only is the pace slowed down, but McGrail's starting to do his feints, and then Hayden's biting on those feints. Yeah, they get paid on the back end. 100 exactly. Do you know what I'm saying? This is why when you know you got your favorite rapper's about to put out his last album on his record deal, it's probably going to be trash. Do you know what I'm saying? Because you know they just man will just put out any old album to get off the record deal, bro. Shout out Ahmad Diallo as well. Like the video and subscribe to the channel, by the way, man. Them Neto for 25 M's. Come get this, bruh. Mm. Would I take Neto? Oh, round 5 has started really spicy. Hayden has given up on that herky jerky style and is just scrapping. He knows that he's down on the cards. But this might favour McGrail slightly because this is McGrail's natural style. He likes to scrap. I like that Hayden's trying different stuff, but now he's bleeding above the right eye. I think that's come from a head clash. But McGrail's going to know that he's got him. McGrail's going to know he's gone because at the end of the day, you tried your style. It didn't work for a few rounds. Now you've come out and you tried a different style. I'm just going to stay behind my high guard and box quite sensibly. And I would say, I like what I've seen from McGrail. Just keeps nice and sensible, nice tight high guard, gets on some counter punches. Lovely. 2 overhand right counter punches. Really, really nice from McGrail. He's allowing Aaron Hayden to set his own traps. Do you mean I'm not even setting a trap for you? You're doing all this herky jerky movement. You're setting your own trap, and I'm reacting to that trap. Cole Palmer's down here. Let's see this foul. Mm. Uh. Oh, is that going to be a pen? That was just. I think the foul starts outside the box. He gets absolutely scissored. LinkedIn Liam is furious. What's the rules on that? Isn't there a rule that if the foul continues inside the box, it becomes a penalty? But I think they'll probably give it a free kick. Is VAR having a look? I think VAR said no, no, no red card. But they give no foul for that. and Aaron Hayden is down. They didn't give a foul for that. That's outrageous. Man got scythed down by two players, no foul. Oh, bro, that's crazy. It's a stoppage as well. Hayden's down and he's not getting up. I think he's wasted too much energy. It's a good performance from McGrail. Let me see that knockdown again. In the fifth round, I think Hayden's style is just not. It's not good. It's too taxing. It's too physically taxing if you're not going to win rounds. That style can work in small bursts, but I was just looking at the foul from fucking on Cole Palmer when the knockdown happened. Let me see that again because I think a lot of that's probably exhaustion. It's Michael Oliver. What do we expect? He's an awful referee. Let me see this knockdown. So he's still trying to get into this dip low kind of style. Couple of good body shots in there from McGrail. Where's the knockdown? They're showing the head clash, but they're not showing the actual knockdown. Yeah, it's a good straight right. That overhead angle, shit. Show that from a different angle. Boom. Oh, it's lovely. It's good 2 or 3 punch combination. Really nice. That's really nice from McGrail. Good body shot. I think a lot of that is exhaustion from Aaron from Hayden though. You know, Hayden being so herky jerky. I think he's empty on his gas tank by round 5, and then it's easy to put him down after that. Not easy, but easier than it should be. But yeah, I can't believe that wasn't a foul. I watch this game until the next fight starts. Benavidez Zerdo on the 2nd of May, by the way, so make sure that you're here for that. And then Garnacho for the rest of the season, you know. Oh, don't look good that hamstring from Esteval. Fair play to him though. He tries to carry on playing and get a shot away. I don't know if he should have, to be fair. Man are laughing at players getting injured, you know, savage. That's a very good performance, to be fair, from McGrail. WBA super bantamweight. Is that like an interim title? Oh, Central Area WBA gold. Man, I've got Central Area titles on this card, blood. Fucking hell, bro. Come on, Matchroom. Esteval just came back as well. Even the Chelsea fans boo. I was gonna say that. I was gonna ask you that because I just saw him like clapping to the fans, and I was gonna say like, how do the fans feel about Garnacho? Because I know a lot of the Chelsea man on this channel don't like him, but he is clapping the fans like they're brethren. That was a great stoppage. Again, it was that overhand right from McGrail, and then the left hook to the body. Little cheeky left shot to the body that snuck in. Really, really lovely boxing. Man said that he's getting sold. He ain't getting sold, blood. No one's gonna buy him, bruv. No one's gonna buy him. Even the match going fans don't rate him. No one's buying Garnacho, bro. I'll keep an eye on this game while the next fight's getting heated up. So they're doing an interview with McGrail, so man ain't got to hear that right now. I don't even know where both these men are in the table, bro. Is this top four battle, Champions League football battle? Chelsea sixth. If they win, they could jump up to 52. Oh, okay. So, Chelsea could get Champions League football, but United will probably get Champions League football regardless. Okay, so this is just a battle for Chelsea to get Champions League football. Really, that's all it means. Because even if United win, they ain't coming second. They're going to sell him to their sister club, bro. That won't even be a sale, blood. They're just going to send him there in a wooden box, blood. Arsenal will buy him still. I'll level with you, blood. We won't buy him, bro. I'll be honest. That won't happen. Hey, Neto's angry with Cucurella over that little 1-2, but I don't know what he wanted Cucurella to do there, bro. Man, I've got to be realistic. Chelsea bopping the ball about still. Who was that out there, bro? Oh, Garnacho. Of course it was, blood. Oh my days, bro. Oh, bro. Garnacho de la Neto. Yeah, I know, bro. I know, man. It's not good. Of them three though, Neto's like when I say Neto's the best, like Neto tries things in it. Like Garnacho just slid for that, and there was no reason to slide. Like I don't know what I'll go on for Garnacho, bro. Big man thing. I don't know what I'll go on for Garnacho. Is João Pedro injured or is he just on the bench? Why is he not playing? I'll take João Pedro for 25 mil. We can definitely talk business on João Pedro. He must be injured because he's not even on the bench. Tyrell Malacia's on the bench for Chelsea for United. Fucking hell! I thought this guy was dead, bruv. I forgot he was at the club. I'd keep the lap out of the free because Neto and Garnacho want to play every week. The lap's calm with being a side man. Yeah, I hear you. 20 M's for JP. Come get Garnacho. No, 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 no. We don't. No, no, no. We don't want Garnacho, bro. We're trying to make Arsenal black again, blood. You know what I'm saying? Man don't want Garnacho, blood. Man don't want no more Zionists at the club, blood. I'm not on that. That's a you man thing, blood. You man Enzo and them man there, bro. I think Molly McCann's up next. I think Shane would hate this fight, bro. I mean, we don't like gal boxing. Neto genuinely thinks he's the guy who watches Braian every week. Nah, no facts. That's facts, yeah. But obviously, your manager's got no authority in it. If Neto played for a better manager or more, because what I like about Neto is like Neto tries things, isn't it? Like it's jarring when it doesn't work, but he tries things. Like on the odd occasion, he can do something. Do you know what I mean? On the odd occasion, flipping my man Liam Delap is just dead. Like I think he's a mid-table striker. He's actually dead. And then the Garnacho, his ego, he won't listen to a manager. You know what I'm saying? I feel like Neto under a decent manager could do something. Like he could be someone, bro. Like Neto is like I feel like Neto is technically the best of the three, but it's just attitude in it. That wasn't even a foul on Dallo, bro. I didn't think anyway. Yeah, he's come down on his foot, but after I've won the ball, I don't want to hear that. This the thing. I'm glad we got the football, bro. These managers taking long to move between fights, blood. Like these ain't even world title fights, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? How was the Tang's fight? The Tang looked okay. He looked okay. Fought a journeyman, went to decision. He outboxed him for 6 rounds, but never really looked like stopping him. Um, he looked all right. Didn't really learn much. Do you know what I'm saying? Fans gassing up Carrick wins pissed me off, bro. Your fans are telling me that you lot are gonna win the league, bro. I could make a fail comp of Neto for the last 23 minutes. Yeah, but this is what I'm saying. Like for us, yeah, obviously he starts for you, man, innit? But for us, if we had a fully fit team, Neto wouldn't be starting, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? It'd be a man to come on and just do a thing here and there, innit? If I got a player that's gonna just do 20 minutes here and there, I would rather have Neto than Garnacho. For me, but maybe I'm wrong. That's just me personally. Sky Nicholson's fighting Taylor on Turner, sorry, on the 29th of April. I'm not gonna lie, man's not going live for that one. The yellow card for Cunha. Cunha's talented, yeah, but he's a bit brainless sometimes, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Is it just me? He's just brainless sometimes. Look at that touch, bruv. Oh, brother. Bruv. Nah, he's nah, that was clumsy from Cunha, bro. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I told you man from the start, even if we finish second, I don't want him. Carragher's a good manager. Still, these man want the fancy name the last time that happens. Bro, like we said before, me and Shane said this, innit? If Man United fans are willing to build slowly and accept They were in a relegation battle last year. It's been a turbulent season this year, and we want someone that can build us into that team over 2 or 3 seasons. Carrick could be great. If they want somebody that's going to go, cool, here's 300 million in the summer, and then go compete next summer or next season, compete for titles, then it can't be Carrick. It would have to be someone kind of bigger than that. But I feel like we say this all the time, Am I wrong? We tell Man United fans all the time, when you sign a new manager, it's going to take a couple years to get back to the top. They say, yep, that's fine. We're patient. We'll take a couple years. No problem. Happy days. And then when they're going for a rough patch, they can't handle it and they sack the manager. And then we're back to the beginning again. That's what it is. Carrick is not ready. He'll get found out. And man will be saying sack him at Christmas. That's exactly what I'm saying. These men are talking about what if he's the next Ollie. These men need to just second place. Bro, if you man give Carrick 2 or 3 signings and he gets top 4 next season and an FA Cup, that's really good. That's very, very good. But you'll go for a period of the season where you go through bad results. And when you go through that period, man don't want to sack him, blood. No, Nick, the problem is if the result is going wrong at the start of the next season, they're going to sack him. That's why I want a fresh start. I hear you. Give him 1 year, then get rid. Bro, I'm telling you, bro, these man tell me Carrick's better than Arteta. Carrick's got more points than Arteta from the moment he came in. I'm like, yeah, but do you know what I mean? It's partly about longevity, isn't it? Do you know what I'm saying? Can Carrick consistently keep United competing at the top level? United fans don't even believe that, or that they'd want to. If they thought he could have him competing year after year, they'd want him to stay. But a lot of fans don't want him. Why would you have a manager you think can get you competing at the top level, but you don't want him? Unless you don't really believe that. But it's United, isn't it? Like, it's a poison chalice, blood. What can you do? You know what I'm saying? Man, them slot Rosenior, Arteta, De Zerbi. Look at his opposition. Man, put Rosenior in there, you know. Here we go. The ring walk for the McCann fight. Ashley Johnson has got a hard body face, blood. I swear down, bro. She's got a serious face. Face looks like it's carved from stone, blood. She just looks like a strict teacher, blood. She looks like Miss Trunchbull from Matilda. 3 losses in her last 5 fights. But Molly McCann's got to be dusting this girl, blood. I'm not going to lie. How old is Molly McCann? Because I feel like I've been hearing this girl's name forever, bruv. Oh, she was a mixed martial artist. She's 35 now, but she's only had 3 professional fights. Fair enough. I think it's this and then the main event anyway, because the other McGrail fights not happening. So I'm taking Carrick over Arteta still. You stay there, blood. Heaven should have been sent off. I didn't see it. It was that Enzo stepping up for free kicks. Oh, that free kick was dead, blood. bruv. Molly McCann's got this band called the Websters coming out and playing for her ring walk and that blood. Bro, it's not that deep in it. Do you know what I'm saying? It's your fourth professional fight. You're 35. Like it's just not. It's yeah, bro. Let's just leave it, bro. I didn't even know she was good as a mixed martial artist. Like I didn't even know. How can man pass the ball out to Bruno? You give a bad pass and then put his hands out. Like, what do you want me to do, bro? You passed it past me, bro. I'm all alone in the middle of the park. You're passing the ball past me. Just give it to my feet. I rate both teams as midfield for trying to pass the ball forwards, yeah, but like most of these passes are so inaccurate. Neto, these men are doing a full blown concert. Like, I'm not trying to see this, man. Let's get to the fighting, bro. I got these local little man bands doing all this foolishness, bro. Send him to Madrid, bro. Madrid is not a club you can banish man to, blood. You support Chelsea, you can't banish man to Madrid, blood. You know what I'm saying you need to know your place, cuz. Man tried to say send him to Madrid, bro. You can't banish man to Madrid. You're a man, bro. Enzo don't get in that Madrid team. You're on Bush if you think Enzo gets into that Madrid midfield, bro. Oh, Delap is whack, bro. Nah, Delap is actually whack. All banner aside, like Delap is awful. Like, is Delap Chelsea's worst player technically? Like, I think Delap might be one of you man's worst technical players, bro. Honestly, Enzo's got to get that on target, but I can't even hate him for that because I weren't too far wide. So I was plugging in my laptop. Bro, they are longing this thing out, bro. Garnacho, technically worse than Delap. Badia Chile, yeah, Badia, nah, yeah. But in terms of like, if we're in a park and there's cones, and I'm asking man, all in the Chelsea team to do a 5 yard pass to the cone, I think Garnacho can make the 5 yard pass better than Delap can. I think it's between Badia Chile and Delap. Honestly, Badia Chile looks like he's got special needs, blood. Molly McCann is doing her ring walk, yeah, and it's like there's a band playing and she's fully like just dancing and just bro, this is not necessary, blood. This is a girl with 3 professional fights. This is a girl. This is her 4th professional fight, and she's 35, bro. She ain't even fighting at world level. Like this fight, like not it means nothing because obviously it means something to her, but bro, this is the kind of stuff. This is the kind of stuff I expect when it's like a world title fight or something, bro. This is just nothing, bro. This is just noise, bro, for no reason. Like what are we doing? This Embuemo Don is built like a Kinder Surprise Easter egg, bro. What? What? What does that mean, blood? What does that mean? Explain yourself, bro. Man, talk about Arsenal play it backwards, yeah, but the wingers, I know Cucurella, I know if you chat shit about Cucurella, Chelsea fans get defensive. But every time the winger plays it forwards into Cucurella's feet, he turns and passes it backwards. The wingers are actually, I know you don't like Neto and Garnacho, but they are trying to get you forwards. They are. Cucurella's passing it backwards every time. AT, you got to have a word with this, brother. Fight in her hometown, I guess. Nah, I hear that, bro. But unfortunately, it's on TV, innit? Do you know what I'm saying? And it's on TV for everyone, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I could get into a punch up at the pub. I'm not going to have backing music, bro. This is ridiculous, bro. Giovanni, we're about to go into this gal fight. Molly McCann's just getting in the ring now. She's been dancing for 10 blood clot minutes, blood. Fucking hell, man. Fucking Everton fan as well, isn't she? It's been fight. She's about to get into the ring. This fight's going to be 10 rounds. Once this fight is done, I think Ben Whittaker's next. And this card ain't really been great. She's gone and fist bumped her opponent. I'm never a fan of that. You might know how I don't like that at all. Shane don't like it either, going to fist bumping your opponent before the fight. These men are still singing, blood. I can't hear what they're singing, but it just sounds like general scouse depression. Yeah, facts. Bro, don't do that, bro. Honestly. Yo, bro, how you doing tonight? Gucci, my bro. Everything's all good. Can't complain. It's the bald head and the fact he has T-Rex arms for legs still. He looks more like a Mr. Potato Head. I think he looks like a Mr. Potato Head. Like, if Mr. Potato Head went gym and had a beard, that'd be in Buemo. The French Black Dons, yeah, they all play football like they don't enjoy it, you know. Pogba's the only one I see like play football and look like he enjoys it. Like even back in the day, like Evra and all them man, bro, them man play football like cold, like they just don't look happy, bruv. And then Buemo is the same. He just looks vexed, bruv. Even when he scores a night, he just looks upset, bruv. This Ashley Johnson 3-3 from Wales pretty much looks like she's here to lose, blood. Oh, is it offside? Chelsea scored, but it was offside. Who was offside in that build-up? If Enzo scored that little cutback jink, that could have been something still. Oh, if he didn't do that fake shot, if he shot first time, they would have been onside. And Man United's defense, yeah, I've seen Man United's defense do this so many times, yeah. I know that it was probably offside, but generally times I've seen Man United's defense not drop back and just assume it's offside, and then it's not offside, and they get vexed, bro. They do it all the time, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? McCann was mid in the UFC still. I never watched her in the UFC, but I'll take your word for it. About to go into this 10 rounder with McCann into round one. Let me know if there's any drama in the football. You're right. Pogba's the only French brother that look happy. Bro, Braian and Buemo, Elise, Canate, all these men just look upset, bruv. They just look like they're just crying all the time, bruv. And already his fight just looks scrappy, bruv. These guys look the same as well, bruv. Just both look like 35-year-old gal that have had a hard life. This fight for Ben Whittaker, yeah, bro. He better put on the display because realistically, I'm not gonna lie. I just feel like you should be in there with McGrail, blood. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, honestly, if I'm being honest, I just feel like you got to be in there with McGrail, blood. So, yeah, I mean, if you're fighting Suarez, then, you know, Benavidez called him out after Benavidez fought Yard. He said no. Then fucking Morales called him out. He said no. Like, we're starting to, you know, I'm not seeing the ambition from you. Do you know what I'm saying? Bear in mind, man think that man was saying when Matchroom signed him, man was saying that Matchroom, this is the biggest signing of the year, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? Biggest signing of the year, and you won't fight no one that's world level. Come on, bro. what I'm saying? The next fight's got to be someone serious. Do you know what I mean? McCann tries to throw Ashley Johnson to the floor. Probably leaning towards a McCann round, but like Shane always says, very difficult to score female fights. Very, very scrappy fights. But McCann probably leading the action at the moment. I didn't check the time. Is this 2 minutes? I imagine this is 2 minute rounds as well. I think they try and run the nonchalant gimmick. I don't think they do, you know. People say that about Alisa. I just think he's like that, bro. I don't think he's trying to be cold or aura farm or any of that stuff. I think he's just like that, bro. A lot of them are just like that. They've been like that since they were young. They're just, you know, they're just like that, bro. Man said Fafana's made of glass blood. Bro, if Fafana gets injured, yeah, that's karma for having a love heart shaved into the back of your head like a pom-pom blood. Do you know what I'm saying? That's what that is, blood. You see, I'm looking at the replay, yeah. Where was Fafana going? Like, where was he trying to go? Like, bro, he was born with concussion, blood. Do you know what I'm saying? He was born with concussion, bro. He's a donut, bruv. I don't know where he was trying to go. Into round two, yeah, it is 2 minute rounds. Into round two for McCann versus Johnson. This fight's only 8 rounds. I thought it was 10. It's only 8 rounds, 8 2 minute rounds, and it's done. It's Fafana getting subbed. Ashley Johnson making some contact with McCann, but not really landing punches. McCann's the one really landing cleaner shots. It's a good left hand from McCann. I've just seen the goal now. My stream's hella late, but I've just seen the goal now. I know you might be saying that was a goal. With the French brothers, a lot of them were forced to play football to make it to escape property, so the joy of the game goes away. I hear that. That's what it seems like. That man don't even seem like they enjoy it, bro. Honestly, Ashley Johnson and McCann scrapping away. Probably lean towards a McCann round. Fafana has more points on his license than games he's played 90 minutes, bro. Oh my days, bro. But who is that defender? Who is that? Is that Garnacho? I think a lot of that's Garnacho's fault, you know. Garnacho just allows Bruno. Garnacho is not as strong as Bruno, but he's a lot faster than him. He should not be allowing Bruno to get in there and get that cross. He's allowed Bruno to get across him. That's actually I don't like Cunha. That's a very tidy finish from Cunha. Very tidy finish because it's on the bounce. That's a hard finish. It is Cucurella as well, but Cucurella's wrong side. Cucurella's on the wrong side of him though, and Cucurella's behind. Garnacho's actually ahead of him. Cucurella has kind of ushered, like a sheepdog, he's ushered Bruno to run into Garnacho. Garnacho should stop that cross. That cross should never happen. Bruno Fernandes should never be outrunning Garnacho. The one thing Garnacho's got is pace. The one thing Garnacho's got is quick. He's quick. Bruno is not quicker than Garnacho. You let him outrun you. That's unacceptable. Rafinha look clown. Why? Rafinha's tactically, when I say got it right, tactically he's not got it too far wrong. Do you know what I mean? But into round three, by the way. Oh, McCann, that's lovely. Great head movement, great two-piece. That's really, really lovely. McCann growing into this fight. In the first round, she was throwing some singles. Now she's throwing some combinations, good footwork. The head movement isn't really there. She's got some head movement, but the head movement's pretty slow. But when she throws those combinations, just snaps Ashley Johnson's head back. Using her shoulders for defense, Molly McCann. Just landing a clean punch, then leaning in, taking the shots on the shoulder. This round, she's really outclassed Johnson. And then maybe if she keeps going, this is one of them fights where if it's 3-minute rounds, you might see a stoppage because she's growing into the fight, but there probably won't be a stoppage because she just won't have enough time to cook Ashley Johnson that much. Holding on the back of the head a little bit. Ashley Johnson just steaming forwards. I was going to say typical English, but she's actually Welsh. But typical British fighter keeps coming forwards and putting that pressure. But she's just getting her head boxed off. So that come forward style ain't really going to work or translate. It's the end of round 3. Tyson Fury has more wins than Spurs in 2026. Fucking hell, blood. Man, them say we spent 1.5 million, 1.5 billion. Look at this. Look at these random NPCs on the bench as well. 1.5 billion in our LinkedIn Liam. We are cooked. Who's on the bench? Garnacho was on the bench, but he's now on. You've got Tosin, Dario Asugo. Bro, who the bumba pussyclaw is that, bro? Bro, no, wait. Who is this? Who is this guy? Some 21-year-old Portuguese brother who joined Chelsea in 2025. Never heard of him. Okay. Andre Santos, Trevor Chalobah, Teddy Sharman Lowe. Who the fuck is this guy? Into round 4, by the way. 23 years old. Oh, he's a goalkeeper. Okay, fair enough. He's been on loan to Bolton. Okay, he's been at Chelsea since 2020. He's just been on loan everywhere. All right, cool. You've got Josh, Mark Gay, and Romeo Lavia. I mean, them man got Tyler Fletcher and Shea Lacey on the bench as well. So, what do you mean the rest of them, bro? The rest of them, some of these man are big money signings for you, blood. What do you mean the rest of them, bro? Do you know what I'm saying? Trevor Chalobah, you man were screaming about Trevor Chalobah at one point. You man were screaming about Andre Santos at one point. You man were screaming about Tosin at one point. You man were definitely screaming about Romeo Lavia at one point. Do you know what I'm saying? So you can't be saying the whole bench is NPC, man, bro. A lot of these man were man you were screaming about, blood. Do you know what I'm saying? Fight's turned into a bit of a scrappy one again. I'm not saying Asugo ain't been decent, but I'm saying AT can't be calling these man NPCs. Most of these man are people that like are known footballers, blood. You know what I'm saying? And people that have played decent for Chelsea. Ashley Johnson getting the better of Molly McCann here. Molly McCann using her shoulders. Yeah, the ref has seen that. Good refereeing. Molly McCann could there was a couple of things that she can do decent, but there's a lot of stuff that she can't. That just she's 35 in it. Like I don't even know why I'm trying to technically assess this fight, but she can land the 2-piece and then duck, but she doesn't have the footwork to get backwards. So when she lands as 1-2 ducks, then they get tied up. Do you know what I mean? 1.5 billion, Nick. No, I hear you, bro. I'm not arguing that, but what I'm saying to you is a lot of these man, you were happy when you signed, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? You weren't happy when you signed Garnacho, but I heard Chelsea fans be happy about signing Tosin. I've heard Chelsea fans be happy about signing Andre Santos. I've heard Chelsea fans screaming about Trevor Chalobah, about how he's the next best thing. Do you know what I'm saying? I've heard Chelsea fans raving about Mark. I've heard Chelsea fans raving about Romeo Lavia. Do you know what I mean? I haven't heard them talk about Teddy Sharman Lowe. I haven't heard them scream so much about Josh. But a lot of these man, you've celebrated signing blood. So you can't say 1.5 billion, bro. You can't. When you sign some of these man, you were gassed, bro. Talk to me. No UCL football next year. Mark, guys worse than Delap still. No, I hear you. But there was a time he scored like back-to-back goals in back-to-back games, and Chelsea fans were getting mad, bruv. Nah, he's not technically worse than Delap. I'm not having that, bro. I'm not having that, bruv. Find me training footage. I want footage from training. There's no way he's worse than fucking than you know who, blood. And flipping Liam the lesbian, bro. There's no way, bro. Bro, ask other man that's in the chat. Of the man that's on the bench, were you man not happy about signing Romeo Lavia? Let's just go one by one. Were you happy about signing Romeo Lavia? Yes or no? Ashley Johnson is everything that I and Shane, everything I don't like about women's boxing, but everything Shane hates about women's boxing and British boxing. Ashley Johnson. She's just walking forwards with her head high, getting boxed up all over the place, and she's just walking forwards. Like, it's not good boxing to just walk. She hasn't taken a backward step this whole fight. Molly McCann pushing the referee out of the way, which is hilarious. The big counter left from Molly McCann. All right, you were happy about Lavia. Okay, fine. Were you or were you not gassing about Trevor Chalobah at one point? Just Trevor Chalobah. You felt like he was going to be a starting centre back. He's the guy. Yeah. When before he had the haircut, pre-haircut Chalobah, Chelsea fans were gassed. Yes or no? At the stream, by the way, man. Then man's trying to have two streams at once, blood, on the football thing and the boxing thing. AT, yes or no? Pre-haircut Chalobah, you man were happy about him. No, maybe 4 or 5 years ago under Tuchel when he had the best CB in the world, arguably Thiago Silva next to him. Okay, if that's what you want to do, okay. Andre Santos, yes or no? You man were gassed about Andre Santos at one point. And when I say at one point, I mean this season. There was times earlier on this season. I'm deep in it, bro. Bro, I'm deep in it. I'm deep in it, bro. I actually am, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? But you told me you had the bet at the beginning of the season. Yeah, you told me. First of all, you told me you were going to be Arsenal at the bridge. Let's not even talk about that. Do you know what I'm saying? You weren't screaming about 1.5 billion when you thought you were going to beat us at the bridge. You weren't screaming about 1.5 billion when you said your attack is better than ours and your midfield is better than ours. Do you know what I'm saying? That's what you said. You said your attack is better than ours and your midfield is better than ours. And maybe your manager's better than ours. Now you're talking about 1.5 billion. But why is everything the best? You got the best 10. This is your words. You had the best 10. Our attack when fit is better than yours. Okay, fine. That's fine with me. But then you can't complain if Arsenal were to win the league this year. You would have, if Arsenal win the league, you would have a better attack than the team that won the league. See, so Maresca over Arteta, the best attack. Do you think your attack's better than City's, or do you think that your attack is your attack better than City's? Is it better than United's? Is better than Liverpool's? Do you think that your attack is like the second best attack in the whole league when everybody's fully fit? In Europe, when everyone's fully fit, Molly McCann still putting the work on Ashley Johnson here. Ashley Johnson's face is mash up. Where does your attack rank in the Prem, in your opinion? When everyone's fully fit, you think you have a better attack than Arsenal, which is fine. We don't have the best attack. Fine. Where do you think your attack ranks in the Prem? Top three? Top five? Fifth, sixth, or seventh? Okay. Where does your so that means that you think that Arsenal's attack is the eighth best in the league? If yours is seventh and yours is better than ours, you think we have the eighth best attack in the league? Is that correct? Then you said your midfield is better than ours because you've got Caicedo who's better than Rice, you've got Enzo who's better than Zubi, and you've got Palmer who's better than Erdegaard. So no. No. We're not talking about the bench. We're talking about 1.5 billion spend. Do you know what I'm saying? We're talking about 1.5 billion spend. 1.5 billion spend. You have a better attack than us, and you think we have a better midfield than us. When everybody's fit, Arsenal might win the league, and you, when everybody's fit, would have a better attack and a better midfield than the title-winning team. There's your 1.5 billion, bro. Because if you're going to say injuries, then that's why the bench is shit, because of injuries. Lavia is better than Zubamendi. Enzo's dead. Lavia's not completed 90 minutes since he's been here. I don't know what would happen when we signed him. Nick, what do you think about Arteta setting a fire at the training ground? I didn't even hear about that, bro. I didn't even hear about that. But 1.5 billion, this is what you man do, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? Your club's always been like this. So I don't. There's times under fucking Roman when you spent a billion and man didn't know who my man was on who certain players were on the bench and that blood. Do you know what I'm saying? They've changed the rules for you lot because you've had so many academy players on loan and that. You man have always been like this. Great check left hook from Molly McCann. Molly McCann can actually fight. She's not a great boxer, but she can fight. Never this bad under Roman. Nah, it's not. Like, it wasn't. It wasn't. You know what I'm saying? At the beginning of this season, you man had to extend your dressing room to accommodate for more players. We knew what it was. It was a warehouse, blood. Do you know what I'm saying? It was a warehouse. You man are just warehousing bare players. Your players are assets. Do you know what I mean? That's all it is. It's asset stripping. You man are run by investment bankers. So that's this is what it is. It's worse now, but it's always been like this, bro. Chelsea's always been like this. This is worse. I agree, but the concept of the way the clubs run, it's always been this way. But I went through the bench, bro. I went through the bench. You got Garnacho, who was, I mean, you got Tosin, you got Asugo. The only players I've never heard of are Asugo and Teddy Sharman Lowe. Everyone else, and you said Asugo's been doing his thing. Well, he's winning every year, though. Not every year, but I hear you were competing. You were competing for trophies a lot. I hear you. But you were winning trophies because you had elite managers. If your club's going to be run this way, you have to have an elite manager. You have to have elite managers. Do you know what I mean? Managers that know football, can sign off thumbs up or thumbs down on the players. Do you know what I'm saying? But your current board, Roman could see the value in winning. Your current board can't see the value in winning. Do you know what I'm saying? If you man come seventh, but Cole Palmer's a bad boy and they sell him for 200 million, that's success to them. You need a top manager to hold your board to account, and that's not going to happen. Because if a manager talks shit to your board, he's sacked. So once they sacked Enzo, that's what it was, blood. Maresco, Poch, Potter, Lampard. What's that list? Last round for this fight, and then Ben Whittaker's going to be fighting. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. I'm going to try keep an eye on the game as well. And that's why we had the protest before this game, because of these blue coat man. Bro. Listen, you man needed a war criminal to come in and give you man trophies in it. Before the war criminal bought Russian dodgy money, you man had one league title, blood. One in your whole history. So that's just what it is. Why people hate Harry and Meghan, I don't know anything about them. Ahmad, that is a random fucking question, bro. Where did that question? I'll answer it, but where did that question come from? Because that is so random. I'm watching Money McCann thump up Ashley Johnson. I'm bantering AT about his oil club, and this question just come from left field, blood. What, bro? What? I'll answer it, but I just want to know where that question came from. We've got 1 minute left in this McCann versus Johnson fight. McCann's gonna win, and that's just that. She's won pretty much every minute of this fight. This Ashley Johnson gal is 3-3. She's going to be 3-4. And I'll be honest, with all due respect, I have no interest in watching Ashley Johnson ever fight again. She's just walking forwards, throwing punches, and McCann is easily dodging the punches and then countering and just landing some heavy blows. And that's just that. They are touring Australia, right? Bro, you're talking to me like I booked their schedules. How the fuck would I know if they're touring Australia? Good two-piece from Ollie McCann again. Bro, I don't follow them like that. I don't follow them I can tell you why they're not really liked, but I don't follow them like that. And anyone that's British can contribute to this. In that fight's done. Yeah, that fight was horrible, blood. I'm not gonna lie. Molly McCann put the whooping on Ashley Johnson, but that was a horrible watch. Moni McCann's a proper character. You can see where she was a UFC fighter before. Like she stepped out of the ring, she's fist bumped all the commentators, and she's doing a little dance. She's going over to hug Paddy the Bad. You can tell she's a proper character. She's a proper character. Man ain't up to date on the royal family thing still. Hey, AT, I don't think people like Ahmad and like other men that are foreign, yeah, I don't think you man realize how much in England, yeah, the royal family is broadly speaking 90%, 99% of the time a white English thing. Man or white people thing. Maybe if they're Australian or New Zealand or something like that. Most ethnic people, most non-white people do not care about the royal family. Wouldn't know anything's happening with them. They're just over there doing what their thing. AT, you can tell me if I'm right or if I'm wrong. But I would say 90% of these of men that are not white don't care. Do you know what I'm saying? The reason that people don't like them, and it's not even people, it's a specific type of people. The people that like the royal family don't like Harry and Meghan, Ahmad. First of all, they don't like Meghan because she's a person of color and she's American. Facts, respectfully, only when the Queen passed. Yeah, facts. When the Queen passed, that bit there. But generally speaking, if you see any parades and stuff, Ahmad, or like royal weddings, and you see all the fans going away from they'll almost all be white people. They're like 99% white people. Most black people and Asian people don't care. White people don't like them. Obviously, they got I'm not even getting into that. Ahmad, when Harry was at university, they had a white girl that he was dating who was from another rich family. They wanted Harry to marry that girl. Harry, to my knowledge, has always liked black people. I remember when he was in Jamaica, he was whining. Look up the videos on YouTube. He's whining with some Jamaican women, some big batty Jamaican women, and they were trying to push him to marry this white girl. He didn't like her. He got with Meghan. First of all, Meghan is not white. That's the problem. She's mixed race and she's American. So they didn't like that for those reasons. When Harry got with her and they got married, the family didn't want them to get married. But when they had a baby and all the rest of it, there was some racism, there was some concern that their baby would be some way in line to the throne. And obviously, they didn't want a person of color potentially in line for the throne. When they did their interview with Oprah, Meghan told the whole world that that's the case. That obviously, even though we all know it to be true, that's not good PR for the royal family. So the royal family were pissed off with them, didn't like them, and what Harry and Meghan did is left the royal family, gave up the titles. They're no longer technically royals, and they've just gone about their business. But they've continued to be like celebrities, social media people, whatever. So people that love the royal family make the case you can't give up your title and continue to make money and go around the world, basically using your title of being royals, even though you're not technically royals, because you're not doing any of the stuff a royal is supposed to do, but you're still using the fact that you used to be a royal to be a general celebrity, which is why some people don't know that, don't like them. Do you know what I'm saying? They hate Harry more than Andrew, bro. Facts. But obviously, like I say, these people predominantly are older white people who broadly believe that the royal family can do no wrong and can just do what they want. So they don't hate Andrew. They hate because they love or they respect the bloodline, and Andrew's got the bloodline. So that's what it is. The royal family always been bookie. R.I.P. Diana. Facts. Black people, broadly speaking, fuck with Diana. If you know about Harry's mum, Diana, black people love Diana. But again, Diana had mad black friends, mad Muslim friends, mad diverse friends, and Diana was a goat, bro. She was breaking boundaries when she was young. So shout out Diana. Rest in peace, Diana, blood. But the rest of them lizards, man, don't fuck with them, blood. Do you know what I'm saying? So that's just what it is. But that's why. So when you see people hating them, it probably won't be people like me, Brycey, 80. It probably won't be normal people. Normal people like Harry and kind of like Meghan as well. It's normally like right wing racist white people who love the royal family that don't like Harry and Meghan, basically. That's like a shortened version. But yeah, that was very random, blood. Very, very random question. But shout out for the question, though, blood. But they do, bro. They back Andrew still, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? They still back Andrew, but they don't like Harry still. But yeah, they're still celebrating Molly McCann's victory. So before Ben Whittaker comes out, I'm just going to keep an eye on the game. Still 1-0 United, obviously. You might are ahead of me anyway, because I'm watching on the stream. So you might have got to be ahead of me. Apparently, Union Berlin got slapped today. Oh, it was 2-1. Okay, it weren't too bad. Union Berlin, if you guys haven't watched the podcast, the football podcast came out today. What's Molly McCann celebrating? She's so scouse, Molly McCann. They're like, what's the plan for 2026? She's like, whatever Mr. Eddie Earn says. Yeah, if you man didn't see the show, Union Berlin have the first female manager um in the first female manager to manage a team in the top five leagues. So wonder what her husband thinks of her managing a group of men. Yeah, but bro, probably nothing. You could not be a football manager and manage a group of men. You could manage a group of you could be a gym manager and manage a group of men. You could be an accountant and manage a group of men. You could be in HR and manage a group of men. It's just when you're in the workplace, it's just managing men in it. Like it just is what it is. Do you know what I'm saying? Why? What do you think her husband would say? I don't even know if she's married, blood. You know what I mean? It's a big step up though for women's football. To be fair, yeah, but she didn't come from women's football. She came from she was the assistant manager for Union Berlin for 2 years before she took the job. So she hasn't come from managing women's football. She's come from assistant managing men's football. So I don't even know if she's married. Oh, she did marry him. She's married. She's married in 2024. It's her agent. She married her agent from back in the day. Sick and tired of these ballers, man. Bro. I just want Ben Whittaker to hurry up. Someone's buzzing my door, but I'm not going to get that. Blood. Thing is, AT, you're saying you're sick and tired of these borders, yeah, but Chelsea have probably been the better side. Would you not say Chelsea been the better side? Do you man see Harry Winks clashing with the fans, bro? Harry Winks was beefing with the Leicester fans, you know. Bruno just really shoots from anywhere, you know. Bruno, Bruno just loves to shoot, bro. He'll just shoot from anywhere, this guy, bro. He plays football like a crackhead, bro. I swear down, bro. Like, if Pedro started, Chelsea would probably be winning, just being wasteful in attack. True. AAT went to war for this light skinned Graham Potter with imposter syndrome. You really think I was being real? And that's always AT's get out of jail card, you know. That's always AT's get out of jail card. Wait, I just realised Chelsea losing at home again. I remember when the bridge used to be a fortress, man. Cunha is so wasteful, bro. Cunha is actually so wasteful as a player, you know. He's talented, but he's so wasteful. Honestly. Nah, my stream just did a madness and restarted, bro. What we doing? Bro. Who's 25 for Chelsea? Who is 25? Okay, so okay, fine. Because it kind of like when you made that tackle, we kind of like squared up to Cunha. I was thinking, bro, who is this idiot, bro? It's fucking Caicedo, bro. Of course it is that shin kicker, bro. Of course it is. So it was all coke then. Smith pulling out, messed up the card for me. Mally, of course, bro. Of course it's messed up the card, but he's the main event, bro. Of course, but obviously what messed up the card for me is Whittaker not willing to step up, bro. Because we could have had Whittaker fighting Morel instead, but he didn't want to step up and fight him. And man are going to talk about 10-day camps and all the rest of it. So, but he got injured in it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I do want to see them fight, and I want to see them fight in a fight that's good. I don't want either of them going into the fight injured because, in my opinion, Smith versus Morel is one of the fights of the year, blood. Honestly, it's one of the best fights of the year. So I don't want nobody going in injured and half-hearted in that, bro. I mean, I want both these men in there ready. You know what I mean? At their peak. Oh, Liam Delap, little touch. That was a great touch, to be fair. Liam, you got no brain, bruv. What were you trying to do? What were you trying to do there? What were you trying to do? Yeah, Delap hit the bar, but after that, when he brought that ball down, yeah, he's standing in front of four. There's 4 or 5 men in front of him, and all he can think about is being Bonnie Blue, bruv. He's a slag, bruv. I didn't even support Chelsea, but he's just a slag. Just watching him play, he's just slaggy, bruv. Is that Cunha trying to run away with the ball and just ran and left the ball behind? I told you this guy's so sloppy, bro. Oh, bro. Cole Palmer, I don't know what this guy's doing. Chelsea trying to attack, but they've got 6 men just standing in their own half, bro. And none of them even trying to come forwards to join the attack. So they've got to go backwards to reset. And there you go. There's the backwards pass. I think Suarez is about to do his ring walk as well. So not too long of a wait, to be fair, for the main event. Yeah, the pod was great this week, especially the McGrail being younger than Ben, but Ben ain't ready. Apparently they're the same age, but still. I thought that David McGrail was 26. I don't know why I thought David McGrail was 26, but apparently that they're both 28. I really thought David McGrail was 26, but there you go. And after David Benavidez, he fought Katayev. It's another difficult fight, bro. This is why I like Morel, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? Katayev is another difficult fight. And he beat Katayev, which is a difficult fight. And Katayev is going to knock out his opponent the next fight, bro. And like I said, my man, didn't both these guys not make 175? Bro, Mali, I spoke about this earlier. They didn't not make 75. That's not what happened. These niggas didn't try to make 175. Not making 175 means you weighed in at 176, 177. Ben Whittaker weighed in at 182 pounds, bro. 182 pounds. 182. That's 7 pounds over. That means you didn't even try and make 175. This fight isn't at 175. This is a catchweight fight. They're branding it as light heavyweight, but it's not. I think, and I said it earlier in the stream, 7 pounds over, blood. Are you taking the piss, bruv? Are you taking the piss, bruv? My ex used to dance on the West End, bruv. If she was 7 pounds overweight, she'd get sacked. Do you know what I'm saying? Big man thing. That's ridiculous, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? So shout out Blizz. Yo, shout out Blizz, man. Blizz, big game tomorrow, you know. Blizz, I ain't seen you here in a minute. Big game tomorrow, you know, Blizz. Um, but bro, Mali, this is what I'm saying, bro. I think they're getting him to come in at 182 pounds. They want him to show some big knockouts because you see this Suarez guy. I was gonna call him Dennis Suarez, you know. See this Suarez guy, yeah? He's not great, but he is tough. He is very tough. And I think Ben Whittaker at 175 ain't knocking him out. Yeah. This guy took Lyndon Arthur very late into a fight. Yeah. I think what they're trying to do is they're trying to get Ben Whittaker to not to come in overweight and knock this brother out. Yeah. And then or stop him late or something. And then when he does that, Ben Whittaker's doing his ring walk now. Then when he does that, they're going to start saying Lyndon Arthur couldn't stop this guy, but Ben Whittaker was able to stop him. Blah 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 blah. Do you know what I mean that's gonna be the chat? Do you know what I'm saying? Lyndon Arthur stopped him in the 10th round. It took Lyndon Arthur 10 rounds to stop him, but that was at 175 pounds. Do you know what I mean? But this guy has gone all the way. Then this after Lyndon Arthur, this guy went up to what to knocked out his next opponent, but that was at 210 pounds. Then he lost again in Russia, but he weighed in at 172 pounds. So this guy's weight is all over the place, bro. All over the place. And his last two fights, he's weighed in at 186, where he won by knockout. That was in Argentina, and then 183 and a half. This guy don't really regularly weigh in at 175 pounds. So this guy's tough. He's durable. Got 21 wins, 20 KOs, 4 losses, 3 of them stoppages. He's a tough guy. It'll be, you know, if but I think that they're getting him at a weight. They're getting him at a weight where they think they can beat him. That's what I think is the situation. That's what I think is the situation. And when he beats him, if he can stop him, because this round ain't even this fight ain't even 12 rounds, bro. This is a 10-round fight. Do you know what I'm saying? This is a 10-round fight. If they can beat him in like 6 rounds, they're gonna say, oh, the guy that Lyndon Arthur took 10 rounds to stop, we beat him in 6, blah 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 blah. We can see the chat. We know the chat. Do you know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, big up to Blizz in the chat, big up all the man them, big up Mally, everybody. Hey Nick, Chelsea have not scored since March the 4th. That can't be true. Do you know why that can't be true? Because man tell us that Chelsea's attack's better than ours, bro. Their attack's better than ours. These man, bro. I would love to be a Chelsea fan, bro. I just look at the world around me. I just look at the world around me and say, I don't believe you, blood. And that's it. I'll just create my own reality like Inception, and I'll just live there. Like a gyal. That's what gyal do. I'm special. Why? Because my dad said so. That's gyal, innit? Do you know what I'm saying? That's Chelsea fans. Man just move like gyal. Man just make stuff up. We were the first club to hire black players. What? Okay. I'll just make shit up and just live there. Man could be 5'8" with 8-inch wood, and man could just say, actually, I'm 6'5" with 12-inch wood. Why? Because that's what I decided. I just decided that now. That's the world I live in. That's gyal, innit? You know what I'm saying? That's Chelsea fans, bro. That's Chelsea fans, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? Nah, when I'm fit, I'm 6'3". When I'm fit, I'm 6'3". Yeah? Okay. I just make sure. When was the last time your attack was fully fit? When was the last time your attack was fully fit? Just tell me that. When was the last time the main event's right now, Mac? Literally, David Diamante's doing the announcements now. When was the last time your team was fully fit? Don't go and Google that at 80. I'm just asking you. When was it fit? Club World Cup. His team's not been fit for the whole season, blood. Look at these man. His team's not been fit for the whole season, bruv. All right, cool. Interested. Man's team's not been fit for the whole season. That's what he's trying to tell me. But second 2 games in, they beat West Ham away 5-1. They beat Fulham 2-0. Man was screaming. Palmer's not even fit. Man's saying his team's not been fit for the whole season. Okay. Just forget this, brother is Argentinian. Ben just knock him out. Bro, let's see what happens, bro. Because like I say, bro, at 182 pounds, Ben Whittaker's got to show me something. Man, remember Shane bought me something for my birthday, yeah? Look what Shane got. Oh, it's going to be too big to fit on camera, blood. This is one of the greatest leaders in black history, blood. Maurice Bishop, the leader of Grenada in the 80s before America killed him. He got me a big ass canvas to put on my wall, blood. So shout out Shane for that wavy present. You know what I'm saying? You know about the pro black over here, blood. You know that. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. I'm going to try and keep an eye on the game, but obviously this is the main event now, so I'm going to keep most of my attention on this main event. W. Shane, come on, man. Man needs to know about Maurice Bishop, blood. Do you know what I'm saying? Here we go. Hey, you man were talking about the French football players doing the nonchalant gimmick, yeah? Ben Whittaker, when they're announcing him, and just before the fight, is sitting on the ropes, chilling, blood. Into round one, here we go. He's doing a nonchalant gimmick now, blood. Ben Whittaker working that jab early. Took Lyndon Arthur 10 rounds to break down Suarez. Not that Lyndon Arthur, sorry. And Lyndon Arthur, Dan Aziz, these are the kind of names I want to be seeing Whittaker mix it with going forwards. I'm not saying we want to jump him up to world level, but there's a bridge between tell you more about Maurice Bishop. Hey Samson, I'll go off for hours about Maurice Bishop, you know. I'll go off for hours about him, bro. Big man thing. So let me watch this fight and then we'll get back to that. But he was a socialist leader in Grenada in the 80s, but we'll get back to that. But yeah, after this fight, I want to be seeing him mix it up with the Lyndon Arthurs, the Dan Azizes, maybe a Craig Richards. I still feel like a Boatsi, a Yard, Morel. If he says they're a bit higher than him, fair enough, just because of that experience. But if he can win a fight against someone like Suarez and look good, then that's what I want to be seeing him do going forwards. I want to be fair to Ben Whittaker, but the expectation is there. When you're talking about the biggest signing in boxing, that's like signing a player for 60, 70 million. If I sign a player for 60 million, and there we go, he made Suarez miss. He's doing the showboating, not massively, but Suarez misses and he walks away and just looks at the crowd, that nonchalant gimmick, that same style. And I think he's been told, Frank Smith of Matchroom Boxing did say, he's been told basically that last fight with Gavazi, he knocked him out in the first round, which was good, great knockout, but they didn't get any of those clips that could go viral. So they're looking for the clips. It's good punch selection so far. Is this the first fight after he signed? Nah, he fought Gavazi first fight. This is his second fight. Lyndon, one of the best fights, one of the best jabs in boxing. I don't care. Oh, and Suarez is down with a big right hand from Whittaker. Suarez is saying that's on the back of the head. I don't know if he's going to get up here, you know. The refs waved it off in the first round. Was that on the back of the head or not? If that's listen, another first round knockout, but Suarez has gone down really, really easy. This could be another fight where it's actually very difficult to gauge, and my phone starts going off immediately. My boy Nicholas is messaging me right now. What's he gonna say? For fuck's sake! So is he that good? I'm waiting to see if it's back of the head. I went to get food. Giovanni, it was literally, I want to see that again. I feel like that was maybe on the back of the head. But you have to remember again, I just want to, again, I want to be saying, I just want to make this clear. Iman said, I told you, man. Iman, if you're going to say, I told you, man, who is he fighting next? Here's the fight. Nah, it's not on the back of the head, you know. That first one's kind of on the side. Nah, it's not on the back. It's on the top of the head. It's about here. So it's on the top of the head. It's not on the back of the head, though. There's no way. But what I did say, talk us through the knockout. I ain't watching. It's just, bro. I'm not gonna lie. It's very straightforward. He's pouring at the jab. He's pouring at the jab, and then he's moving a little bit, and he just comes over with the right hand. As Suarez goes to swing his right hand, Ben comes over with the right hand again, puts him straight down. He's landed 2 right hands in succession, and he's put him down. I would also say, and I'm not trying to take away from what Ben Whittaker's good performance here. He's weighed in at 182 pounds. Before the fight started, I said, yeah, Blizz, that's not even on the back of the head, bro. I can't lie. Before the fight started, I said, they're gonna send him out there at 182 pounds for him to go and get knockouts. But then I'm not sure about this strategy, because when he steps up, he's gonna have to cut an extra 7 pounds to get down to 175. He's not gonna be fighting at this weight class. If he does step up and fight a Morel or a Yard or a Boatsi or a Smith, he won't be fighting at this weight class. He'll be fighting 7 pounds lighter. For me, Suarez looked very, very disappointing there. Very disappointing. To the side, but great shot. He definitely needs to step up in competition. Now, the thing is, You can't keep saying, and I agree with you, Giovanni. I'm not disagreeing. His team is still Suarez's team is still complaining that it's back of the head. It wasn't back of the head. It was on the top of the head. It was right around here, but it wasn't at the back. I'm not having that at all. It wasn't at the back of the head. I don't know if these 1 round KOs are good for his career. Well, this is the problem. Do you know what I'm saying? I told you, man, he's way better than Lyndon Arthur. Compare both performances. Iman, I hear you, but the Lyndon Arthur performance was at 175 pounds. Ben Whittaker weighed in yesterday at 182 pounds. He's 7 pounds heavier than what he would be if he were to fight for a world title, an interim title, anything at 175. So it looks really good, but we just have to bear in mind, do you know what I'm saying? This wasn't meant to be a one round job. That's true. He needs someone European level. Was Liam Cameron a blip in his performance? I don't think Liam Cameron was a blip in his performance. I think that he didn't deal with the pressure. Liam Cameron didn't fight great, but he just put pressure on Ben Whittaker. That was the first time he'd gone in and really been expected to go and put on a show. And I feel like he didn't deal with that pressure very well. Had he continued to box, he probably would have won, but he just didn't deal with the pressure. But it's good. You man are haters. Man got a 1st round knockout, and man said, "Who's he fighting next? Can a man have some water first?" Not a hater at all. I follow boxing on this channel, so before this fight even started, if you watch the podcast, we already knew he was going to win. So it's not a question of being a hater. We knew he was going to win. Do you know what I mean? What we didn't know is he going to stop him? What round is he going to stop him? Etc. 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 The point of what we do on this channel, I don't know if you watch other boxing channels, but the point of what we do on this channel is try to foresee what's going to happen down the line. Some people do channels where they watch what happens, they see what happens, and then they say, "Oh my god, that thing just happened," and that's cool. Shout out to them, man. What we do on this channel is we try to gauge what's going to happen. Ben Whittaker, no one thought he was going to lose. We didn't think it was going to be a 1st round knockout. But what I'm saying to you is, we criticized Buatsi when Josh Buatsi was offered £1 million to fight Dimitri Bivol. Josh Buatsi turned it down and said, I'm not ready for that fight. Josh Buatsi then switched promoters, looked really flat, took a big step up to challenge Callum Smith, never fought Yard, who was the big rivalry, and never fought for the world title. Now he's lost to Callum Smith, who's a fringe world level fighter, but not quite a creme de la creme fighter. And Joshua Buatsi will never get a world title shot ever again. All I'm saying is, with regards to Ben Whittaker, I don't want him. And we saw a similar thing with Yard. He fought some easier fights, was getting big knockouts, really exciting. He didn't have that middle level fight, jumped straight from someone low level up to Kovalev, lost. Went straight back down to British level, cleaned out British level, went back up to Beterbiev, lost. After Beterbiev, went right back down again, fought Lyndon Arthur, lost, beat him, went back up again, big jump to Benavidez, lost. Because he's not having those mid-level fights. Same with Buatsi. And what I'm saying is, it's not being a hater. I'm saying, how do we build this guy's career? Because David Morrell's already called. He's 28. He's 28 years old. David Morrell offered him a fight. He said, "No, I'm not ready." Eddie Hearn himself said he'll be ready in 2 years. 2 years. This is a step up. In my opinion, his stint at Boxer don't count. The reason you can't say his stint at Boxer don't count, because he spent 2 years there. So that is still 2 years of his age, 2 years of his career that he spent there. So it can't not count. I know what you're saying. They didn't manage him right. Understood. I get you. But what I'm saying to you is, this guy's 29 in June. If his promoter doesn't think he's ready for world title fights before he's 30 or 31, there's a chance that he misses the opportunity to have world title fights then. Especially if he don't want to fight Bivol, he don't want to fight Beterbiev, he don't want to fight Benavidez, he don't want to fight Morrell. For the next year, 18 months, maybe 2 years, these are the guys that are going to be there at 175. Do you know what I'm saying? You can fight a Zach Parker, no problem. You can fight a Dan Aziz, no problem. You can fight a Boatsi, no problem. I'll be here to stream all these fights. But your career, you may get to 32 and not ever get a world title shot. Especially if you lose or don't look so great in those fights. Boatsi lost to Callum Smith, but Boatsi didn't look bad. He lost in a very competitive fight. We'll go away from 175. Sam Noakes was fighting at British level. Then he stepped up to European level. Then he fought Abdullah Mason on a big card in Saudi. He put in a fight of the year performance against Abdullah Mason. Abdullah Mason won the world title. Abdullah Mason is now going back to America to fight for world unifications. Sam Noakes, and he lost a very close fight, is fighting at York Hall against a random British guy we've never heard of before. He's gone all the way down the pecking order because he lost. The same thing could happen to Ben Whittaker. That's all I'm saying. It's not a question of hating. Do you know what I'm saying? Hearn said that Shalom wasn't managing Whittaker properly, yet he is not ready for 2 years. I guess you cannot make a silk purse from So's ears. Bro, at the end of the day, it's money, innit? These men obviously have a certain amount of money they think that they can generate from this guy. And how much do you want to risk that money? This was a step up. This is an impressive knockout. The Gavazi knockout was an impressive knockout. But some of you man act like you ain't watched boxing before. We've been here before. We've been here when Boatsi was cleaning man out. We've been here when Yard is cleaning man out. We've been here a number of times before. Do you know what I'm saying? But are you preparing him for what's to come? Do you know what I'm saying? Nick, let's be realistic. He will likely not fight for a belt before 31. Match him make him. That's all I'm saying. Man are calling me a hater. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying, bro. He probably won't fight for a world title for 2 or 3 years because he's waiting for these other guys to be gone. There's nothing to say if Zerdo loses to Benavidez. There's nothing to say he don't come back down to 75. If Benavidez loses, there's nothing to say he doesn't come back down to 75. Do you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people there. If Morrell moves on to another fight, Callum Smith might fancy him at 175. With all these great knockouts and great performances, you're going to put yourself in a position where people are starting to call you out. And you can't jump from fighting this guy to fighting Yard. You can't jump from fighting this guy to fighting Benavidez. So all I'm saying is I would want to see I would be more excited, for me personally, I would be more excited to see him fight a Dan Aziz or, you know, like you said, like a Zach Parker or something like that. I'd be more excited to see him fight someone like that and win a competitive fight. That excites me more. I know you want to get the highlight clips, but that excites me more. Even if he was still more ready than now, even if he would have wasted a portion of his career. Yeah. Being since Bruno all the way to Dubois, seen them all KO people early on, 100%. And then when they step up, it's long. But at least Dubois and Bruno have both been world champions. Daniel Dubois has been a world champion. Frank Bruno has been a world champion. This guy has. If Devin or Shakur were British fighters, they would have had an 80% KO rates before fighting for a title. Do you know what I mean? This, well, like I say, it's a question of ambition. It's not like, you know, Ben Whittaker's not asking for these fights. Ben Whittaker. Are you listening to what Eddie's saying right now? Nah, because I got the audio down. So if somebody wants to translate for me. So Whittaker's going to be on the Boots card. I'm seeing it now, Nick. Yeah, he already said that before. Before this fight, Eddie said he's going to fight in America. That'll be the next thing for him. 100%. You understand? In Britain, we actually have stacked 175s. Do you know what I'm saying? We have stacked 175s, bro. I think Ben Whittaker can be world champion when one of the belts is vacated. The problem that you have, I hear you, Shane said the same thing. The problem that you have is if you look at the governing bodies, yeah, if there's a vacant belt, even a vacant belt right now, Beterbiev is #1 contender. Benavidez is #1 or #2 contender. He's still going to have to fight. He's still going to have to fight one of the top guys. Do you know what I mean? I'll look it up right now. I'll look at who holds belts at 175 or who the top contenders are at 175 pounds. And remember, this fight isn't at 175. This fight is at 182. He's going to be 7 pounds lighter when he fights one of these monsters at 175. Do you know what I'm saying? Let me look at the 175 rankings right now, right? So Dimitri Bivol has got the IBF, the WBA, and the WBO. Okay, if he's stripped for the WBO, David Morrell is the number one contender. For the WBA, Artur Beterbiev is the number one contender. Dimitri Bivol is fighting for the IBF. He's fighting Michael Effort, so that's different. And for the WBC, David Benavidez holds the belt. But first of all, the WBC won't force David Benavidez to vacate because he's Mexican. But even if they did force him to vacate, the number one contender would be Artur Beterbiev. So there's no way of him fighting for a vacant belt without fighting Beterbiev or David Morrell anyway. The fighters that Eddie said he's not ready to fight. This isn't hating. This is just the truth of what we're seeing at the moment. He said he's got to be on Boots' fight, who will headline in November versus a British name for a final eliminator. Fair enough. Fair enough. Do you know what I mean? And then, you know, we'll see what happens. Apologies to Bruno and Dubois was never negating their achievements. No, what you're saying is facts. I think Sam Noakes is a better example because Sam Noakes, in my opinion, is how old is he? Sam Noakes is also 28. Like I say, he fought Abdullah Mason in what was one of the best fights of 2025. I watched a bunch of boxing shows, a bunch of boxing podcasts, and Sam Noakes versus Abdullah Mason is considered one of the best fights of 2025. He lost the fight in a competitive fight, and Sam Noakes might never fight for a world title ever again. Never fight for a world title ever again. Belts are vacated all the time, and Hearn fighters are always part of that vacant fights. No, I hear you, but like I said, even if he goes to fight for a vacant, he's going to be fighting one of them man. To be honest, Bivol / Beterbiev will more time retire. I think after David B will get the titles and move up. There's definitely a pathway in a year or two to become champion. Beterbiev, yes. Bivol's still only 35. I think Bivol has a good 3 or 4 years of still fighting. Bringing on CB's 1 goal down at home, 2 points off 10th. Is it looking spooky for them right now? My stream's fucked up anyway. I'm surprised that Smatcham are moving this slowly. They'll normally throw you in the deep end. To me, I think that they will. I think that they know that he's not really there. To be honest with you, do you know what I'm saying? Yep, WBO. You're right. WBO interim is Callum Smith. Do you know what I mean? You're absolutely right. So again, if it's the WBO that's vacated by Dimitri Bivol, he'll have to fight Callum Smith. In 3 years, though, that's what I'm saying. By that point, Hearn will have influenced the rankings somehow, some way for a more favorable outcome. But in 3 years, he might be quite deteriorated. In 3 years, he'll be 31. You think that right now his name's hot. He's getting these clips. He's going viral. You think he can duck fighting any top guys for 3 years? For 3 years. In 2029. We don't know where his career will be in 3 years. That's too long a wait, in my opinion. Sam Noakes got done dirty. The problem with Sam Noakes is that he signed to Frank. And Frank has the UK on lock, but he has no American fighters. Not at those weight classes. He's got a couple American heavyweights, but not at those weight classes. Do you know what I mean? So he's got Jared Anderson and shit. But with Eddie, like we said before, he's going to put Whittaker out in America. Sam Noakes created a lot of buzz in America when he fought Abdullah Mason. Abdullah Mason, very well thought of, very well respected in America. The next fight for Sam should have been in America. Sam should not be fighting at York Hall on some random shitty British card. He shouldn't. He should be fighting in America against a really decent name, in my opinion. What's Sam Noakes? Lightweight? Let me look at who's at lightweight. Sam's at the same weight class as Raymond Murataya, Javante Davis, obviously Abdullah Mason. Abdullah Mason's fighting Joe Cordina next. Do you know what I mean? That level of opponent is what, Sam Noakes should be fighting at like, your Floyd Schofields, your Gary Russell Juniors. Sam Noakes is ranked with the WBA, he's ranked 11th. With the WBC, he's ranked 5th. And with the WBO, he's ranked 4th. But he is fighting someone at British level who isn't even ranked in his next fight. Who's his next opponent? Let me double check. Box Rex says he doesn't have a fight scheduled, but I know that he does because I saw it on his Instagram. He's returning to York Hall on May 5th. Trying to see who the opponent is so I can show you what level of ranking he's going to be fighting at. Oh, the opponent's not yet been announced, but it will almost certainly be a British level opponent. Do you know what I mean? For me, he's got to be fighting someone in the top 10 or top 15. You have to put the money up to do that, and ultimately, he's not going to do it. Frank's not going to do it, and that's the problem. Because if he was with Eddie, there'd be American cards that are coming up that he could easily go and fight on these American cards. Do you know what I mean? That's my issue. Artur Beterbiev will not be ranked number 1 or 2 and 2. Nah, that's what I said. Beterbiev will be gone. Beterbiev will be gone. He's 40, but Bivol's only 35. In 2 years, he'll still be there. Maybe 3 years, he'll be gone. Callum getting that WBO if Bivol gets stripped. Facts. Whittaker versus Khalil Cole should be next. I reckon they robbed Jesse Hart for that exact reason. I don't know they robbed Jesse Hart for Whittaker, but I hear you because I said Jesse Hart should be someone that Whittaker fought. I thought Jesse Hart would be solid. In 3 years, Suarez will probably be at 175, maybe. Roach get up to 135, apparently so. Sam Noakes getting bullied though. Promoters don't invest highly into fighters like him often. It's Frank though. Do you know what I'm saying? If he was with Eddie, he'd be fighting in America. Honestly, that's what I believe. That Garnacho sub killed us. I don't know if it did. You man were very, very wasteful even early in the game when Esteval was on. You man didn't look a whole lot better when Esteval was on. I'll level with you. You're going off hope because Esteval's better than Garnacho. So I get what you're saying, but yeah. So it's not hating. You know what I'm saying? When I'm looking at Whittaker, I'm saying for him to, if Whittaker, you know, is killers. Is killers. Do you know what I'm saying? He's going to have to fight Morel or Smith or Beterbiev if it's in the next year. If Beterbiev is gone, he's going to have to fight Bivol, Benavidez, Smith, Morel, Buatsi. I think a Craig Richards, a Zach Parker, a Willie Hutchinson, those are the fights that he needs. He's ranked number 3 in the WBC, which is crazy. I don't know how he's ranked number 3 in the WBC, and that's Benavidez's belt. But still, Artur Beterbiev and Josh Buatsi are both ahead of him. So, and again, the key thing I want people to understand before people say that I'm hating, the key thing I want people to understand, yeah, this fight wasn't at 175. This fight that you just watched is not at 175. This fight is at 182 pounds. When he fights at 175, he's going to have to cut 7 extra pounds. Do you know what I mean? Don't let them twang you. Don't let them fool you. with what we're seeing here. Last few minutes of the Man United Chelsea game, Chelsea desperately trying to claw for a draw. That's been a yellow card for Bruno as well for that foul. Yellow card for Mount. Raw for real. Yeah, Giovanni, this is what I'm trying. Man are calling me a hater, but man ain't listening. Man ain't listening. Not you, but whoever that brother was that was commenting before. Man ain't listening. He weighed in at both fighters weighed in at 182 pounds. I said before the fight, my prediction was they are going to get him to weigh in at 182 pounds because this guy's not fighting for any belt or anything. It's just a random fight. He can weigh in at 182 pounds. He can get a highlight reel KO, and then they can spread that highlight reel KO. They'll pay the boxing blog pages to have that KO all over the pages and stuff. I guarantee you, because we know man take payments for this. Yeah, that KO is going to be on every blog post, all over Shade Room or every sports blog or whatever. But then when he gets to a world title fight or fights one of the top guys, he's going to have to shred down to 175 again. He won't carry this power at 175. Go check the weigh-in. He weighed in at 182 and some change. AT, you're losing at home to United. We've moved on from you, bro. Conor Benn got ranked high at 147 after not fighting there. Matchroom influenced the rankings highly. I hear you. I do hear you. AT's just at home swinging punches randomly, bro. Just on his own. Like, I don't think he's outgrowing 175. It was a last minute fight because they thought he'd be on the Boots Virgil undercard, but that fell through. It wasn't a last minute fight. No, there's cap. It wasn't a last minute fight. I'm not saying he's outgrowing 175. Truth teller Maxwell. Listen to what I'm saying. He's been announced to be on the undercard since the card was announced. Since the Morel and Callum Smith card was announced, Ben Whittaker was always on the undercard. So it's not a last minute fight. He's had a full camp. Frank Smith said in interviews that the last fight he had against Gavazi, they said, "Were you unhappy with him?" Yeah, I know you're going to be here tomorrow, AT. Don't worry. Do you know what I mean? But like Frank Smith said they didn't get enough highlight reel clips from the Gavazi fight because he knocked him out in the first round. So I want more clips that we can spread so he can go viral. That's why they signed him. They signed him to go viral. That's his whole thing. Do you know what I mean? Frank Smith said that in interviews. Then he comes in at 182 pounds and he's fighting this guy. The guy he fought today has a history of weighing in at all different weights. He weighed 182 for this fight. He weighed 186 for the last fight. He weighed 183 for the fight before that. 175 for the fight before that. 172 for the fight before that. 209 for the fight before that. 175 against Lyndon Arthur where he got knocked out. 189 before that. 172 before that. They brought this opponent in specifically because he weighs in at all different weights. That's why they brought him in. And they said, right, can you weigh in at 182? If they brought in any serious 175er, they would enforce Ben Whittaker to weigh in at 175. To weigh in at 175. They brought this guy in so they could weigh different weights, so they could get the viral clip, and then he's going to have to weigh in at 175 later. Do you know what I'm saying? This isn't how you would build a fighter if you had the intention of really getting into a world title fight. Because why would you? Same as what they did with Conor Benn. Why is Conor Benn fighting a fight at 150 pounds if he wants world titles at 147? Because you're not sure if he can even weigh in at 147. This isn't about him outgrowing 175. This is about getting the highlight reel clips. Do you know what I'm saying? I see your point. Given everything you said, I think Matchroom know they have a superstar and are being mad cautious with Ben's career. Facts. 100%. 100%. That's exactly what it is. Do you know what I mean? We could throw him in a world title fight now, or we could throw him, not even a world title fight. We could throw it, bro. They're a man. I clicked yes on the poll for bans. They're a man like Morel, Yard, Smith, Buatsi, who are hard fights, who aren't world champions. Do you know what I'm saying? Why would we could throw him in against a fringe world level guy, and he could lose. Or he could win and not look great. Boatsi won against Smith, but Boatsi lost against Smith, but Boatsi fought very, very well against Smith. It's a really good fight. My choice for fight of the year. Boatsi's not in no conversations for world title fights because he lost. It was a close fight, very, very close fight, but he lost. If we're looking at Boatsi's career backwards, should Boatsi have taken £1 million back in the day to fight Bivol? Yes, because he waited, and in the time that he waited, he lost. Do you know what I mean? What are we in this sport for? Do you know what I'm saying? That's not hating, that's facts. Are we saying Chelsea down in 10th, yeah? Chelsea lost at home again, you know. Shout out to Liam, man. Liam tried, blood. Do you know what I'm saying? Hey, wait. Chelsea have lost their last 3 league games at home. That's mad. Hold on. Chelsea haven't won at home since January, bruv. Chelsea haven't won at home in the league since January. Drew to Leeds, drew to Burnley, lost to Newcastle, lost to City, lost to United. They haven't won at home since January in the league. And then before that, drew to Bournemouth at home, lost to Villa at home, drew to Arsenal at home, lost to Sunderland at home. Bro, these man's home form is terrible. I don't think he'll be a superstar. Maybe it's just me. Our social media followers translate into ticket sales. Well, this is the thing. This is 100%. This is what I feel like. Do you know what I'm saying? Um, this is what I feel like. Do you know what I'm saying? And obviously not, because ultimately he weren't headlining tonight. He headlined tonight because Callum Smith got injured. But it's not like he's selling out stadiums. It's not like, you know, he's good to with that fight plus Morel Smith could have been a good card. But him on his own, it's not like he's some big superstar selling out stadiums and shit. I totally agree with you. I totally agree with you. I've seen us score a goal. I have seen us score a goal. 10 years without a league as well. Come on, club's dead. Not much you can do with one lane Neto. He plays like he's on a country road. You know what I'm saying? I hear you. Hey. The Chelsea downfall has to be studied. The Chelsea downfall has to be studied. But yeah, we'll see. Like I say, bro, Ben Whittaker, we'll see. Let's see. I'm just gonna look at what Americans or Latin fighters are on. But I don't even think he wants to fight Americans, bro. I don't think he wants to fight Americans, but or Latin fighters, sorry. But we'll see what Americans are on this list that are top 15. I mean, Anthony Yard now all the way down in 12. I even think that would be a tough fight for him. We'll see. Maybe we're being unfair. Maybe we're being unfair. Do you know what I'm saying? But we'll see from there. Do you know what I'm saying? Tell me about the guy before the stream. Oh, in the painting, bro. Listen, I know my guy Maurice Bishop in the when Grenada got their independence. Basically, quick history lesson for the man. Then, do you know what I'm saying? Like the video, subscribe to the channel, support Salah Sense as well. 15% off with the code OnlyFacts Sports because we support black business. This is what we do over here. We're not like them other guys. You know who they are. In before Maurice Bishop, we had the Grenada was a third world country. Obviously, got their independence from the UK. not true independence, but how Caribbean countries do independence of like Britain still owns the land and America still exploits the land, but they pay a leasing fee to get some to get their country back basically. Even if you look at Jamaica, they pay a license for their independence. It's not really true independence, but here's what it is. We were owned by a guy called Eric Gary. If you know about Gary, if you know about the Caribbean, generally it's very, very religious. Shane will always tell you that Jamaica has the most churches per capita of any country in the world. There are more churches in Jamaica per square meter of space than anywhere in the world. These are deeply, deeply religious. Obviously, as you man know, I'm not religious. So I just think that's foolishness. Do you know what I'm saying? Because if I fight for freedom and you pay for freedom, I'm getting my freedom before you get yours, blood. Do you know what I'm saying? So that's just what it is. Fighting works better than prayer at the end of the day. So Gary used to tell the Grenadian people he was prime minister because God ordained it to be so. That's what he said. So God ordained him to be prime minister, and that's why he was prime minister. And he was very close with the British royal family, and basically a stooge for the British royal family. So my boy Maurice Bishop, the man himself, you know what I'm saying, he took it upon himself to kill Eric Gary and set Grenada on a yeah, exactly. A lot of the money's tied up in churches. A lot of the drug dealers here and in America will launder their money through Caribbean churches to build all types of stuff that never gets built. Don't ask me how I know that. So he killed Eric Gary and took over and turned the country into a socialist country. He was very close with Cuba and Fidel Castro, and they were being partly funded. Cuba is very close with Russia, so some Cuban and Russian money was coming into Grenada, and Cuba and Grenada were trying to build a new Caribbean, basically anti-colonialist, anti-British Caribbean. And under his tutelage, he made it a socialist country. Grenada to this day is the best example of socialism working. If you ask Americans or most white people about socialism, they'll point you to Venezuela, where it's been a failure, but there are places where it's been successful, like, for example, Grenada. So in um, in Grenada, he took it under socialist rule. So that meant that every mango, every nutmeg, Grenada is the island of spice. We have a little nutmeg in our flag, but it's known as the island of spice for all our spices and all that kind of stuff. He's the person that built the airport. The airport's called Maurice Bishop International Airport. He focused on tourism, and all the money from tourism and nutmeg and mangoes and everything would go into the government. He made loads of really progressive um, maternity leave. He was very strict on any type of sexual crime against women, and he got the literacy rate up to about 98, 99%. It was a third world country. A lot of people couldn't read, a lot of people couldn't write. He got the literacy rate up to like 98, 99%. To put it into perspective, Britain's literacy rate is at 96% now. So even better than Britain. He had better, stricter penalties for sexual violence than Britain has today. This is in the 80s. And more progressive maternity leave pay than Britain has today. So very, very progressive leader. And there was a memo from, I think it was the Reagan government at the time in the 80s, that said that we have to shut down Grenada because the leadership of Grenada is predominantly black and they predominantly speak English. And we do not want, yes, this is where Daniel Dubois' dad is from, and this is where Malcolm X's mum is from. They're all from Grenada. Um, and Reagan's government said that because a lot of the other socialist countries are Latin American countries, so they speak Spanish, and most Black Americans can't speak Spanish. So there's only so much Fidel Castro can communicate directly to Black people in Harlem or wherever else. But he said Maurice Bishop is Black. His government and leadership is predominantly Black. They predominantly speak English. We cannot have these people spreading their socialist views over to our Black people. So they made up rumors that when he built his airport, which is for tourism, and that's how Grenada gets a lot of its money now. They said, as America do, he's hiding weapons of mass destruction, and they came in and killed him. Grenada is a tiny island, 100,000 people in the whole country. I've been there, I was there last year. There's really no space for any type of, there's no chemicals or It's a tiny, tiny country. And yeah, they said that it's weapons of mass destruction, and they came in and killed it. Which is why one of the reasons I don't like America. And yeah, so he was a very, very good, positive, revolutionary leader, and he was very, very good for Grenada for the 3 years that he was in power before Americans came in and just assassinated him. Of course, they found no weapons of mass destruction, but it is what it is. So that's where we are. But yeah, that's why Shane got me the. That's a quick whistle stop tour of Maurice Bishop and a quick history of Grenada. So, but yeah, if you subscribe to OnlyFacts Extra, we'll talk more about that type of stuff. But Samson, I hope that gives you a little bit more information. And like I say, that's where I'm from. It wasn't very long. I think it was about 3 years. I'll have to Google it, but I'm sure it was like 3 or 4 years. It literally wasn't long at all from when he took over to when he was killed. 4 years, 1979 to 1983. He took over in 1979 and he was killed in 1983. So literally 3 or 4 years. Do you know what I mean? Half. My mum's from Grenada, my dad's from Jamaica. So, and I've got original before the slave trade, before all the African slaves were brought into the Caribbean, there were tribes like Arawak people, and some of my family are original Arawak people. So not even like original. Obviously, black people that have been in the Caribbean for many generations are Caribbean, but I'm partly original Caribbean from the old school tribes from back in the day. So there would be tribes in the mountains. If you look at like Moor towns or the Moors in like Jamaica, Grenada, the first few times British settlers tried to settle, they just got run off the island because it was too difficult. It's like loads of mountains. They had weapons and stuff, but loads of mountains and very difficult to conquer. And so they got pushed back and pushed back. And eventually they had to come with wave after wave of people. And eventually, when you set up more towns, they had to sign treaties with the Moors and Arawaks in the villages in the mountains to do a deal and say, right, we're going to settle here, but let's not do war. And if you look at the history, a lot of the settlers just reneged on their deals and said, "Yeah, fuck you, we're just going to take over." So that isn't even much longer than. No, this is in my parent. My mum was born in. My mum was alive at this time. My grandparents lived there at this time. They lived through that time, and since then, Grenada hasn't really recovered. It's just in the process of recovering now. But Grenada is still, educationally, is not the best. Financially, is not the best. All that kind of stuff. So obviously, yeah, anytime black people try and build, it doesn't go well. But yeah, and they also, like I said, didn't want to see other black leaders. Specific their words, not mine. They didn't want to see. They didn't want to see other black leaders popping up in the West. So that's what it is. Seems like the only reason why these things don't happen as publicly as they did is because of social media. The thing is, as well, them man they write all the books. Do you know what I mean? They control the books, they control the libraries, they control all of that kind of stuff. Do you know what I mean? You could look up Thomas Sankara in Burkina Faso, very similar. He was close with Maurice Bishop as well around the same time. There was obviously, if you remember seeing Last King of Scotland, you'll know about him as well. It's one of Shane's favorite movies. I heard similar story about WMDs in Iraq. Everyone knows that. Yep, everyone knows Iraq. Yep, WMDs and all that kind of stuff. Never heard about these, man. Don't mention this in schools, etc. Bro, you got to think. Why? Yeah, look at Nicolas Maduro. Nicolas Maduro in Venezuela, same thing. Do you know what I mean? Maduro was a bad guy doing bad things. I hear that. That's true. But why is America the arbiter of what happens and why are they in charge? Do you know what I'm saying? But yeah, Nicolas Maduro, the same thing. And then now Lebanon. Look at Lebanon, same thing. Iran, same thing. Do you know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's what I'm saying. People actually hated Maduro. That's facts. Do you know what I mean? But same issue, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? Same issue. So that's just what it is. Gaddafi, yeah, bro. Gaddafi, same, bro. Gaddafi wanted all African countries to come together and create their own economy. In the Caribbean, in Grenada, we've been independent for about 50 years or more, but we still have the Queen's Head. Yes, Idi Amin in Last King of Scotland. We still have the Queen's Head on our money, even though we've been independent. It's called the EC, so it's called the East Caribbean dollar, but there's still Queen Elizabeth's head on the money, even though they've been an independent country for 50 years. Crazy. But there you go. Do you know Do you know what I'm saying? Shout out to my Grenadian brethren. But yeah, that's where Daniel Dubois is from. That's where, I don't know if you will remember the 400-meter gold medalist, Karani James. He's from Grenada. Their stadium's called the Karani James Stadium. Um, like I say, Malcolm X is Grenadian, the black side of his family, or his mum's side. Both sides of him are black, but his mum's side is from Grenada. Um, but yeah, Delroy Lindo, the actor, is Delroy Lindo from Grenada or Jamaica? He's the one that's in Sinners. He's a legendary actor. Why do I feel like he's either Jamaican or Grenadian? Or have I got that entirely wrong? Obviously, he's born in London, but no, Delroy Lindo's Jamaican. Delroy Lindo's Jamaican. I was capping. I was trying to claim him as one of ours, but no. Grenada and Jamaica. Grenada's very close to Trini, so I probably got Trini blood in me somewhere because a lot of my cousins are from Trini. But yeah, yeah, bro. Look at Guyana. Guyana's discovering a lot of oil. You can look up the interview that the Guyanese Prime Minister had with Sky News, where they were like, do you not feel a sense of responsibility to share the oil that you've got? And he was like, fuck no. Like, do you guys share anything? Like, he's mad, bro. Um, yeah, the Guyanese deal's a joke. What do you think of Ibrahim Traore? Do you think he'll end up the same or make a huge difference? The thing is, Shane always says that me and him won't see the promised land, but our kids will see the promised land. And with Ibrahim Traore, it's the same thing. Ibrahim Traore will know, point blank period, know that he will be dead in 5 years. There's been multiple attempts on his life. He will be dead in the next 5 years. But Ibrahim Traore is trying to spark the next generation to continue the work that he's trying to do. When you start to do this type of work, you know that they're going to kill you. You won't make it to retirement age. That won't happen. So, yeah, Guyanese still was a joke thing. Who was the Grenadian that was on Dubois' ring walk against Joshua? I can't remember. I actually can't remember. They destroyed Libya. Libya is worse now after Gaddafi's death. 100%. But that's what they want. They want it to be destroyed so that they can get the resources for cheap. Do you know what I mean? If you come in and destroy the country, then you can get the resources for hella cheap. Do you know what I'm saying? So that's what it is. Do you know what I mean? Like I say, they still have some type of that sentence is mad. They found news. They found oil, bro. Look up the interview with the Guyanese prime minister. It's so funny because you see in the Caribbean countries, yeah, obviously they try to talk professionally, but they still move a bit ghetto because they're Caribbean, innit? Do you know what I'm saying? So when you ask them ridiculous questions, they're like, "What a preposterous question!" Like, like how dare you ask me such a stupid question? That man move ghetto, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, and now after Maurice Bishop's death, there's a family that's the prime minister of Grenada, and it's the guy. It's like a family that's been two or three different members of the same family have been the leaders for years and years and years, and just do fucking bullshit with the country. So Scotland has been sharing its oil since the 60s. Yeah, we fuck with Scottish people, but for a levy in it, for money in it, not just. Do you know what I mean? But the key thing is, if man want to share their oil, they can share it. But man can't tell me what to do with my oil blood. Like that. If I want to share it, I'll share it. But you can't tell me what to do. Do you know what I mean? So that's what it is. But yeah, there you go. So I'm looking at where in my apartment I'm going to put this painting up. Do you know what I'm saying? But in terms of black leaders, Maurice Bishop, Thomas Sankara, Malcolm X as well, although he wasn't a government leader. But these man, do you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of man to read up on, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? That family's just trying to survive and not get their bloodline eradicated. Yeah, I don't know about that. Still, they could survive and not be the prime ministers. Do you know what I mean? Because they do bare. They don't even live there. They're like rich and live in America. And like when I was there on the boat, the guy on the boat was like, "Look up there. That's the president's house." But he's never there. He just lives. He lives abroad, blood. He's just some rich fucking aristocrat. Do you know what I'm saying? While their people were kind of broke. But there you go. But man, got to invest. That's why I back Salad Sense and any black business that I can get to support the channel, or any black business that I can support. Man will always support it, blood. Do you know what I'm saying? Man, them know me, bro. Do you know what I mean? That's insane, bro. Of course, bro. Did you man see on the news the other day that is it Benjamin Netanyahu's daughter? Benjamin Netanyahu's daughter lives in like California or something. She was at like Coachella and stuff. These not just live normal, like. Was it his daughter that I saw? One of these leaders' daughters, anyway, was that Coachella just living like a normal life, bro. Just yeah, was it Netanyahu's daughter? 80. It was one of them. One of these, or Putin. Was it Putin's daughter? It might have been Putin's daughter. That's it in Paris. Yeah, Putin. That's it. Vladimir Putin's daughter is a DJ in Paris. She just lives a normal 20-something-year-old life, DJing and partying in Paris, while her dad's at war. Do you know what I mean? They just live like rich. They just live like rich people. Yeah, bro. Look up Iran in the 60s. Look up Iran and Lebanon in the 60s before the Islamic regime family took over. And this isn't an anti-Islam thing, because you might know I'm not anti-Islam. But if you look up Lebanon and Iran in the 50s and 60s before the Ayatollah and this crazy family, yeah, they caught over mask and stuff, DJing, bro. If you look up Iran and Lebanon in the 50s and 60s before the Islamic Republic took over, bro, it's mad, bro. It looks like Miami. Man are wearing nice suits. Gal are like, do you know what I mean? Like partying, wearing bikinis. It looks lit, bro. It looks like so nice. And then these man came in and just turned it. They were still a Muslim country at that time. They were still a Muslim country, but they just came in and turned it upside down. They took Islam and turned it up to 11, and everything was just mad after that. Mad. So, but yeah, man. Then thank you for joining me on the history lesson. Imagine that your presidential run is more likely to end in death than not, considered Western countries where, bro, this is why a lot of people who are a lot of the African leaders, yeah, Somalia used to be the same. Somalia was a fairly liberal country at one point, like still Islamic, but like a moderately liberal Islamic country. But if you look at Iran was swinging very Western looking, yeah, 100%, still a Muslim country, but much more like, do you know what I'm saying? But this is why these men destroy the country and then just have like Dubai. Now, if you want to go to an Islamic place in the sun, everyone has to go Dubai because other places are strict. But it's all controlled in it. Man, know what it is. But this is why if you look at a lot of African leaders, like your Gaddafis, like your Thomas Sankaras, like your Ibrahim Traorés, there was another leader that used to be called Ibrahim Traoré back before this current Ibrahim Traoré. Loads of them are warlords. Loads of them are war guys, bruv. Do you know what I mean? Because you have to be. Do you know what I'm saying? You have to be. Even Maurice Bishop, like, do you know what I mean? He had to go and kill Eric Gary and his family and run them out of town, blood. Do you know what I'm saying? That's just how things happen. So when people talk to me about my community and they're like, but isn't it violent? Bro, man only get progress with violence, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm black. I've been black my whole life. I've never seen black people get any type of advancement socially without violence. I would like us to get advancement without violence, but it's down to the people giving me the advancement. If I know that violence is going to achieve my means, then violence you're going to get, blood. Simple as that. Do you know what I'm saying? So that's what it is. Which country is that 18? I know you've told me before, but I don't remember. The zone's just playing these Italian league highlights, blood. But yeah, you man, look up Maurice Bishop, bro. Look up Maurice Bishop and look up his speech he did in Harlem, bro. He did a speech in Harlem chatting to one amount of black people in Harlem in like 1982 or something, and they were fucking with him heavy. Bro, 100%. Bro, you see, in the UK, we've got breakfast clubs, yeah? The first breakfast clubs for kids in the Western world were made by the Black Panthers. The Black Panther movement believed in free education and free breakfast for children, because obviously a lot of the parents of black kids at that time, with the crack epidemic and everything that's happening in America at that time, were not being fed properly. And the Black Panthers were the first organization in America to start a breakfast club for hungry children, because they believed that you could learn a lot better when you'd had a good meal. Do you know what I mean? And then other people started to roll that out. But breakfast clubs in the West started with the Black Panthers in America. A lot of that stuff. Socialist healthcare and things like that. A lot of that started with the Black Panthers as well. They had their own money everyone would chip in for ambulances and different things like that. Do you know what I mean? So, but yeah, I'm going to jump off. AT, let me know what country you're from. Man, then bring your history facts as well, blood. Do you know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, man, them all together have to mobilize, bro. Oh yeah, Pakistan. Yeah, of course, Pakistan, bro. Man, know about Pakistan. I want to go there as well. I want to visit Pakistan. When I went to Dubai, I was chatting to bare Pakistani man, bro. They were cool. Yeah, tomorrow, hey man, them Arsenal fans, tomorrow I need you, man. Here, I need to unite, bro. I need to unite. Do you know what I'm saying? I wish I was in the dressing room to give a team talk. I'm not gonna lie. I need Stuart the cameraman. I need the light bulb. I need Win the dog. I need everybody, blood. I need everybody because if we lose tomorrow, it's not over. But it's just gonna be so ugly. The rest of the season is going to be so ugly, bro. We are 9 games. I'm not saying we're going to win it, but we are 9 games away from a treble, bro. We got 6 games in the league. Nick talking about being United, you man getting turned over tomorrow. Listen, pause on man getting turned over. We are 9 games away from a Premier League and Champions League double. That's all I'm going to say. We've got 6 games in the league. And we have 3 games in the Champions League, bro. 2 against Atletico, and if we can get through Atletico, we beat them earlier on in the season. If we can get through Atletico, then it's a straight shootout in the final, probably against Bayern, and then who knows? And Bayern we beat earlier on in the season as well. Don't matter because we beat PSG last year and we lost them in the semi, so don't matter. But I'm saying it's 3 games away from winning the Champions League and 6 games away from winning the Premier League, bro. 6 games away from winning the Premier League. 9 games. That's all we need, bro. That's all we need. Big up Arsenal. I said I've never seen a team win a league without one outstanding player. You remember that. This could be the first time, bro. This could be the first time. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, I'll see you man on the live tomorrow. And we'll take it from there, blood. Do you know what I'm saying? Peace and love every time. Do you know what I mean? Don't forget Salah Sense. Shout out to everyone that's coming from oppressed peoples. Do you know what I'm saying? And one day we shall be free, blood. You know, like that. Google Maurice Bishop as well.